to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. Yeah, we Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairin', gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, Black Sun, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us.
DQ, baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids. D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Ric Flairin' on him. Ric Flairin' on him. Ric Flairin' on him. Ric Flairin' son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, we back.
Yo,
Appreciate you for reaching
you a
out.
star.
I'm like, hey, it's Outspoken. A lot changed. Granted, the concept we still hosting. Giving you the fix you need when on the screen. The veteran, Captain Petty, giving you medicine. Come tap in. You know Scott gon' do what he do. Might not want to hear it, but here go the hard truth. Perry about the numbers, regret if you're not fact-based. When you run your lane, the numbers seem like a statue. Wait. Hey, Scotty, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't think the people feeling it. Let me get in my bag a little bit, just showing what this Outspoken really about to be like. Outspoken, this is more than conjecture. These days they land people lost. So glad that we got our own. Hunger insatiable, made for you if you say you objective. Hard truth offering, no offense, just perspective. Come get your dosage and go with me. We spit it like poetry. The pivot was pivotal. Could rhyme here, but I'd rather not. Some say Scotty, some call him Scott. The best one since Stewart. If you know, then you know. But if you don't, then you're lost. Let me be frank for a minute, cause we all know that's how Perry be. Break it down the game for what it was, no apologies. This my hypothesis, you tune in, you like watching it. It's common sense, obvious, competent, rugged, and confident. Hey, we out outspoken. We outspoken. We outspoken. This is outspoken, and we gon' put on a show, even if we hear you say I can't stay. It's outspoken.
Hey, backpack. I think we got another one. They ain't think we can do it, but we still here. Season 3. It's outspoken.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Labor Day and happy Monday. Listen, I ain't even gonna hold you. Listen, my voice is not at its pinnacle. You know, I have been celebrating for the last Sunday, Monday? I've been celebrating for the past 24 hours. You would think I was a chain smoker as much as I've been celebrating for the past 24 hours. All right. I love it. When you have it, you just got to enjoy the moment. You know what I'm saying? You got to bask and you got to sit back and be like, we're here. All right. But you already know what it is. Monday. Can't do without my one and only co-host, brother from another. Please give it up for man, Perry White. Well, your internet is trash. We can't even catch you because you keep stopping in the middle of your flicking the wrist. Boy, you freezing every other second.
I hate J-State. I hate J-State. I hate J-State. I hate J-State. Time, Scotty. Time.
Boy, that bet, wherever you at, you got to be on that spectrum. You got to be on that spectrum. That jank is not good.
My internet cutting up. It's acting up on you.
It is acting all the way up. Boy, you look like a 1980 sitcom right now.
I don't know what's going on. I got cocked, man. I'm gonna have to call my IT person after this, man. I don't know what's going on today.
Boy, he said you're glitching. Well, we can't. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, we can't do a whole show like this. So you're gonna have to.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly fine. So if you want to go into the to take your video off, you just want to talk. Yeah, that's probably gonna be your best bet. Cause God Almighty. Good night, Irene. So hopefully Perry can get it together. Sorry guys, I'm responding to somebody on Twitter. You know, the petty never stops. You know what I'm saying? And listen, man. Somebody, here come Perry. See if it's a little bit better this time.
Am I glitching? Am I doing the Matrix?
You better. You look. You still bad, man. I mean, you're not bad. Like it just comes in and out. I just can't. I mean,
you see me right now, what I look like? Am I stopping? Am I moving?
You stopping right now. Now you on the other side. Now you on the other. Yeah. Nah, it's still bad. It's still bad.
It's bad.
Yeah. You might have to go without. You might have to go without a video. You might have to just do audio today.
All right, we good with that. Let me see. Bam.
There we go.
Just put a SU logo right there for me tonight.
Let me see if I can do that for you. Edit name. Okay, edit. Nope, can't do that. Let me see. No, can't do it. Sorry. My bad, bro.
I'm like the old folks. It stormed today. You know, knocked my internet down.
It did something to you, boy. You look like a hamster in a wheel. Got your internet working today.
Yeah, it did, man. He tired.
20.
He tired. That hamster been running all day. He tired.
Boy, 2023, and this is what we got to do? Sad, man.
Hey, a storm came through today. My internet did get knocked down, so I'm not sure what's going on with it.
Okay, let's get into it, though. You already know what it is. J-State, Southern Week.
I hate J-State. I hate J-State. Come on, join me, Scotty. You said this sounds like something you might like.
No, that's a little corny for me. It's a little corny.
No, that's because you just don't know. That's all.
That's a little corny for me. You know, I like calling them Powell State. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Well, of course, you want to stick with what you coined and came up with. So I understand.
I just feel comfortable with that. I just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't really. I mean, I guess I do kind of hate J-State. I mean, you know, just a little bit of both. A little bit of both. A little bit of hate. A little bit of hate the fans, hate the alums. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of hate. You know what I'm saying? So
that's all it is.
I guess. You know, I guess it is what it is. But it's a very important week for you all. I hope you guys come through. Which, you know, I know you hope that they come through because I mean that's 2 years. Was that 3 years running? They would have beat you. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Not at all. All right, let's get into the week topics. We got hot topics. We got some hot and viral, right? Got some hot viral. Now listen, the hot viral it has to begin and end on Colorado, or as people like to say, Pothole State West. Pothole State West. Listen, Perry, I know you are a very college football connoisseur. You love Power 5. You're an Arkansas Razorbacks fan. Tell me, how big is this upset?
Man, it's probably one of the biggest upsets we've seen in a long time. You won in 11 last year, losing by an average of 24 points a game, and you come back and you snap a 25-game losing streak against AP top 25 teams, and you're able to get the victory on the road against a team that played for a national championship last year. That says a lot. And I said this last week. It was hard to count this team out because I compared it to the same thing as Jackson State in their first game where it wowed everybody. It was the I believe factor. Deion said, we coming. And I can't help but believe when he won 45-42. Shedeur Sanders, I take back what I said. I said some things about a week or two ago. You know, I was talking about him, and I said, you know, I'm not sure in terms of how good of a quarterback he is, but passing for over 500 passing yards in this ball game, put the team on his back. Travis Hunter, absolute dog out there, and the rest of the team step up. Defense got a long way to go, but I just think it's going to be shootouts. And this was a huge win for Colorado. And if it didn't do anything else, it was one of the most exciting things to happen to college football in a long time. A lot of people wanted to count Deion out. A lot of people didn't see it happening. The media, people on here. And guess what? He got it done against TCU. And it made you look at it like, damn, this dude for real. If it's not nothing, if you didn't believe nothing he ever said before, you believe this one because it's like he anointed now. Everything he says is happening. And, man, you can't help but believe that this dude got the juice for being able to go out and win his first collegiate game at the Power 5 level, beating TCU.
Man, I mean, the way you went with it, I think people are just going to start calling me a hater. You just bloviated for so long and you were just gushing. I just like, oh, wow, okay, cool.
I mean, because I can't help but say, regardless if it's Jack State, TCU, just a black man being a head coach, being able to be in his own space, do it the way he want to do it, telling everybody this is how we're going to do it. We're not used to seeing nobody being the color that we look like, being able to get in front of other folks and specifically do it the way he want to do it, not tiptoe and be politically correct. It's great to watch. And it's great when they say you smash that pie in their face.
That's two different things. You're talking about two different things. Like you're getting to you're going.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the same thing.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because no.
It's beating TCU.
No, the question was how big was the upset? That's football. Where you're going into is Deion and Deion being Deion on that stage and level. That's two different things.
What's the problem? It all coincides to the same thing. It's part of a victory of a team nobody thought was going to win the game. And it starts with the head guy who told everybody they coming. And that's all I'm saying. It's kudos to Deion Sanders and it's kudos to Colorado for pulling off one of the biggest victories that we've seen in college football in a while.
I'll say this on the Deion aspect. I absolutely agree with you, 100,000%. Right, of just seeing the profile of Deion being Deion on a white stage and being who he is, regardless of the fact. Right, I love that. I mean, nobody likes to see a black man code switch. That's the most. It's so I hate it. Right, especially when you know that person is not like that, but when they get in front of cameras and stuff like that, they have to talk a certain way to be perceived as a certain thing. So the way that Deion's able to be himself and unapologetically himself, you got to love that as a black person, as a black man, woman, or whatever. Right. Same thing with Sha'Carri Richardson, just unapologetically herself. This is the part about the football aspect. Like I said, it's the same way I felt about, it's literally the same way I felt about Ohio State when they beat South Carolina State. I'm not saying, I do agree that TCU was a high level competition, right? I'm not downplaying the competition. I'm not downplaying Shador. Now I think 5'10", however you get it, is 5'10". The thing is this, when when you come out and you have no film, you have no idea what they're going to be running. You have no idea of the personnel. It is literally like playing spades and first hand bid itself. That's literally what this was. I get it. He was on the road. I get it that Shador is a bad man. I get it that Travis Hunter's a bad man. So in the idea of upsets, yes, it's great. I just feel like they were playing with house money because nobody knew what they were going to look like. Nobody knew what they were going to be. And by the time TCU kind of got a glimpse of it, Colorado had already had the confidence that they could play with these boys. So now you're just dealing with, player with player, baller on baller, right? And Shador was the better quarterback that day. I think going forward, this team is going to get more and more difficult because the more you put on film, the more I game plan. The more you put on film, the more I know what you don't like to do and what you can and cannot do. That defense is absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. Right? The only spot
garbage like my internet tonight.
Facts. Right? The only thing going for is Travis Hunter and that white boy at safety. Trevor Williams, whatever his name is. Those are the only two bright spots on that defense at all. So I'm just curious to see what it looks like going forward. That's all listen, huge upset. I feel like they were playing with house money. You don't know. They didn't know. Everybody came in. They did what they did. Colorado pulls it out. So listen, got to give them kudos for the win. I'm gonna just hold back my praises until I see it done consistently. When I see it done consistently, I'm like, hey, listen, there's no, and I'm gonna say this until we move on. I'm gonna stick by my point. If Deion gets 6 games, he's coach of the year.
No doubt about it.
If Deion gets to a bowl game first year in Colorado, I don't give a damn if USC goes undefeated. Deion Sanders is coach of the year. But moving on, I see some questions come in. Can they do it again? Can they do it again, Barry?
I ask you a question. Can I do this again? Can you give minutes to fix my internet?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Give me 2 minutes. I'll jump right back.
What do you think? Right? Let me go to y'all. Let me ask you guys in the comments until Perry gets back and after fixing this trash internet. Can they do it again? And let me get this. Let me say this because I think a lot of you listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Nebraska's quarterback is garbage. I know that for a fact. Jeff Sims, whatever his name is, they're garbage. But what I don't think you guys are taking into consideration is the running attack of Nebraska. That's A. B, the new college football timing rules, which is B. So if Nebraska can sustain, if they can make this game 3 yards in a cloud of dust and they drag this game out and they slow and they pound it out. Quarterback runs, bubbles, screens, counters off, and they can slow the game down. I think it will be a different game. Now, I don't think Nebraska's going to win. I really don't. All I'm saying is a lot of people are just saying, oh, they're going to beat Nebraska like it's just going to be easy pickings. When if you watch the game against TCU, if TCU runs the ball, Colorado doesn't win the game. If TCU runs the ball, Colorado they don't win this game. So at the end of the day, if you're going into another game and you're seeing as a team like Nebraska and you're seeing this on film that they can't stop the run, their D-line cannot hold up against run. It's literally like if they're going to load the box, then let them load the box and we'll take our chances one-on-one with a corner outside of Travis Hunter. You get what I'm saying? So it just boggles my mind when people are so quick to say, oh, yeah, they can do it again. I'm just saying, hold up. Like it's ifs on both sides, right? It's a lot of ifs on both sides. And I just think that if you're just looking at it from one lens and not looking at it from another lens of how a team can be, how this game could be more competitive than you would think, right? That's how you overlook a team. All I'm saying is if I'm Nebraska coming into this game against Colorado, I'm running the ball. The thing about the TCU and Colorado game, if you're a football advocate, TCU and Colorado literally were playing the same style of football. Up tempo, let's go, get it, go, move it down. The pace of the game was just so outrageous that it fit both teams. That's how you get the score that you get. But if Nebraska decides to slow it down and makes it more of a contest, that's something as well. And if you watch the Minnesota game, Nebraska's defense isn't that bad. It's not bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's ass, if we're being honest. So, I mean, do I think that Colorado has some skilled players that can do work? Absolutely. Dylan Edwards, Travis Hunter, you know what I'm saying? Wilkerson. But I think on both sides, there's playmakers on both sides of the ball that can do damage. I think if you're saying the quarterback is ass, like I'm saying, he's not a quarterback. He can't throw the ball. But what that boy can do is he can run. He can run with the rock. So all I'm saying is just to be open to the fact that Nebraska is going to be a competitive game. Now, if it's a blowout, then it's a blowout. If Nebraska comes in and blows Colorado out, okay. If Colorado comes in and blows Nebraska out, okay. Right? All you're getting from me, right? All I'm saying is as the weeks go on and teams get more and more of a game plan, if we're saying this is Power 5 football, then I would assume that there will be adjustment made on both sides to see what team does well and what another team does well, right? So just how Nebraska has analysts, Colorado has analysts, just to see what's going on between the two. You know what I'm saying? So you can listen. There's nothing wrong with trusting Shedeur, right? There's nothing wrong with trusting Shedeur. But let's be okay. I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not about to argue with you guys. I see what it is. I want to be very clear. I'm not saying Shedeur is not good. That's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that at all. When you put up 510 yards, doesn't matter who you are. It's 500 freaking 10 yards. My point is that can your playmakers, right? If they take Travis Hunter away, can Irvin Weaver continue to be that guy, right? If Dylan Edwards doesn't do what he does again, who else is going to step up? Those are the questions, right? Can they stop Dylan? If they stop Dylan, what else can they go to? It's a lot of ifs. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes the game good. That's what makes football, is that you go into a game all about adjustments. How do they adjust to this? How do they adjust to that? Okay, they like to do this. How do we stop that? And if I'm Nebraska, all I'm telling you is Nebraska's game plan should be running and controlling the time of possession. That should be Colorado's game plan. But I can also tell you the same thing. If Nebraska does not control the clock and they let Colorado get a lead, Nebraska is not the team that can fire back, right? They can score 14 to 21 points and just score at a wheel like that. They can't. So it goes both ways. If Colorado gets up 21-7 on Nebraska, I don't see that game going well for Nebraska. But if Nebraska is 14-3 and they're grinding out the clock, it's Nebraska. That's a Nebraska type game. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying you got to see it from both sides of how things can go about and what the game plan would be from both teams. You know what I'm saying? That just is what it is. Hopefully Perry can come back in a little bit. I'm going to move forward. All right, FBS matchups. All right. In your opinion, who had the best showing? Who had the best showing? All right. Now, you can say, a lot of you Bama's would say 23-33, Howard, Eastern Michigan was the closest. And I would somewhat give you that. I didn't watch the full game, so if that's where you want to take it, that's where you want to take it. But for me, got to be UAPB versus Tulsa. It got to be UAPB versus Tulsa. And I know the score doesn't say it. And shout out to A&M. They did play really well, right? Shout out to A&M. They did play really well. But UAPB versus Tulsa. I can't tell you how geeked and excited I was by watching that game. Now, I will say A&M and Vanderbilt at that level of football, to the score to be as low as it was for so long, you got to give A&M a lot of credit. Their defense, and I don't know how bad Vanderbilt's going to be this year, but their defense looked really good. And you got to give credit to Xavier Langford. Like, the one thing about X that I have to keep giving him kudos is this. Every time I doubt him, every time that I say, X just doesn't look like a quarterback. He does it. He just does something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just does what needs to be done to be competitive or win the game. It's not pretty. It's not exciting. He ain't lighting up the field. He's just doing what the coaches ask. They trust him with the ball, and he makes the right decisions. Now, does he make all the throws? No. Does he make all can he make all the wild throws? No. But he just does it the right way, and you can trust him. So respect to Xavier Langford for for controlling the game the way he did. Absolutely amazing. Tennessee State versus Notre Dame, that first quarter was amazing. That first quarter was amazing. If the football game could be won in the first quarter, Tennessee State would have did it for me. Tennessee State would have did it for me. Okay, like what do the women say? The girls be like, it's the jeans for me. It's the cut for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? If a game could be won in the first quarter, Tennessee State did it for me. Them Bamas was hitting. Tennessee State came in trying to take Bama's heads off. They was like, listen, we might not beat you, but I promise you we'll put more of y'all on the stretcher than us. That was the mindset of Tennessee State when they came into this game. They was like, listen, man, we know we ain't going to win, but you going to, no homo, you going to feel us, and we going to put all you Bamas on stretchers. We straight kamikaze out here. It was a straight hard-hitting massacre. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't buckle up your chin strap against Tennessee State, you're going to get your jaw rocked. You're going to get your jaw rocked. It's just that simple. It's really just that simple. You're going to get your jaw rocked. Listen, Alcorn And UA and Alcorn, listen, they should have took week 1 off. Alcorn and North Carolina A&T really should have just took week 1 off. They should have just called in sick. You know what I'm saying? Put the PTO in, because that was such a horrible showing. I'm like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think freaking Macon, I'm going to just start calling that Bama Bacon. Bacon was getting cooked. I'm talking about like 0 for 5. I mean, it was just something ridiculous. 0 for 5, like no completions, 2 interceptions. It was just something. Oh, God. Oh, God. It was just out. It was just atrocious. Just absolutely atrocious. That Bama had Southern Miss looking like they was playing University of Georgia. Like, I know swag fans were just chomping at the bit to get a piece of bacon. They were like, this what y'all been bragging about? This the Bama that came from Mizzou? Okay. Got it. Roger that. So I'm just, listen. That was not it. And North Carolina A&T versus UAB. Snooze fest. An absolute snooze fest. Okay. Ain't nobody about to talk about Jalen Jones against South Carolina State. Nobody gives a damn. I'm not about to waste my time talking about some Jalen Jones against South Carolina State. The only reason South Carolina State even looked halfway decent, you know what I'm saying, is because of the simple fact that it was Jalen Jones at quarterback. That is the only reason South Carolina State looked even decent. Miss me with that. Oh, South Carolina State versus Charlotte. It was Jalen Jones. Jalen Jones will make Tuskegee's defense look like they'll be on par. Come on, man. It's Jalen Jones. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Anywho, Bethune-Cookman in Memphis, I think both their scores came from defensive touchdowns. I didn't get to watch the game. It's Little Bill. It's Bethune-Cookman. I'll probably check out the game against Savannah State. I'll probably check that one out just to see what they look like. You know, because they're probably going to get the win, probably. You know what I'm saying? But the way some of these D2 schools playing, that ain't even a gimme no more. We've been talking about SWAC schools need to stop. We talking about SWAC schools need to stop scheduling Division II teams. That ain't even a gimme no more. That ain't even gimme games no more. That's all I'm saying. All right. Moving on. Perry said he's on the phone with Cox. No homo. Cox Cable. Just get them to reboot this game. So here we go. Which HBCU will score the most points in these matchups? What loss would be the most lopsided? And what's most likely for an upset? All right, I'll let you guys answer that in the chat. First of all, we already know Grambling and LSU. That's going to be a straight ass whooping. Grambling versus LSU is going to be an ass whooping beyond belief. Okay? All I'm saying is this is a chance for Miles Crawley to really get some really good tape for the pros. So anybody looking, Sandata Anderson, because he didn't have a good showing against Hampton, right? So you need Miles Crawley to step up in this game, even though we know it's a massacre. You just want them to look good. You definitely want Sandata Anderson, right, to show up and show out in this game. This is a huge, huge NFL game, right? Now, also defensively, we know you're going to get your butt whooped, but you just need Cedric Thornton to call a damn decent game. Like, just Jesus Christ. You just need him to call a decent game, right? You just need him to call a decent game. Listen, I was very optimistic with Texas Southern versus Toledo before I saw Andrew play in the Labor Day Classic. If Andrew Body was 100%, I would give them a chance to make it competitive. But he doesn't look 100%. He barely looks like he's 70%. He does not look it. So that is an ass whooping waiting to happen. Because the throws that he was making against PV that were just like rainbows and dropping, that's not going to work against Toledo. So that ain't going to be good. First of all, we already know what happened to Delaware State week 1. We'll talk about that later. So if you even think they have a chance against Army, you out of your cotton picking mind. So let's just move on from there. And I told y'all, and I told you, and Herb, you know I said this because I said on HBCU Nightly. I said Delaware State hiring Lee Hall was one of the worst hires in HBCU football. I said that. When he got the job, I said that. I came on my platform and said the same thing. So, now Delaware State, because I ain't never met a Delaware State fan. I ain't even going to hold you. I ain't never met a Delaware State fan in my life. My thing is this. Now you got to deal with this, Bama. Because I said it last year when he was at Howard. I said the play calling that he was doing at Howard was absolutely atrocious. It was bad. It was horrible. Right? Absolutely horrible. Listen. Morgan State and Akron and FAMU and USF. South Carolina State and Georgia Tech, that's an ass whooping. All right, we just know that. Out of those two games, I think those games will be low scoring. Well, I think FAMU and USF will be a little higher. I think Morgan State and Akron, I think it won't be the blowout that people think it will be. I still think Akron's going to win, but I definitely think it's going to be competitive. But FAMU against South Florida, I think that might be a game. I think it might be a game. My boy Perry White back on the scene.
Am I better?
Oh, hell yeah, P. Appreciate you.
Thank you for bearing with me, brother.
No problem. Appreciate you for making it happen, my captain.
Hold on, let me get these headphones set in.
You sound good, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sound perfect.
All right, that's not even with my headphones.
That sounds good. I ain't got no echo or nothing, man. The whole reboot just worked.
I had to call Cox. So I told you a storm came through and knocked down some stuff. So they was actually rebooting some stuff. That's what was wrong. They was rebooting it from wherever the damn place is. Okay,
that's good. That's good. So we on the FBS matchups. We went over the Colorado and stuff like that. You already know the questions. Which HBCU scored the most points? Which loss will be the most lopsided? And then what most likely for an upset? He must be getting a call or something. Perry, you froze. Damn, we thought we was doing so well. And we was doing so well. Jesus. We was this close. But anyway, let me continue on. For me, I like FAMU. I think, listen, I think this is probably the most complete team FAMU has had. I just don't know what kind of Musa you're going to get. What's up, Pete?
All right. We good?
Yeah, you got a phone call or something?
I don't know what the hell happened, man.
Okay.
Listen, I'm working with him. Bear with me tonight. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. There we go. I'm still good?
Go ahead. You still Gucci. Let's get it.
All right, let's rock with it. I'm glad to be back, man. Thank you. I had to call Cox. Storm came through, knocked my stuff down. So I apologize to everybody. Now, it happens, man. It happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's on you. Questions. You see it?
Yeah. Which HBCU will score the most points? I I'll go with. I'm gonna say Morgan State.
Really?
I think if I look at that game against Akron, I don't know where we at in the show. If we've already, did you go over anything from previous week?
Yeah, I did. I'll take it back for you.
Okay, yeah, because then it'll segue me into where I want to go. All right. And you look at these matchups, right? Howard, when I said last week, I talked about that game. I said with Eastern Michigan, if there was a game that I was going to circle that could have been a potential upset of any one of these, it was Howard versus Eastern Michigan. It looked like it was out of hand early on. Howard found a way in the second half to come back, and against Eastern Michigan, they fought hard. I think Howard has a chance against Akron. Do I think they'll get the dub? I don't know.
Whoa. Howard's not playing Akron. Morgan State is playing.
I mean, excuse me, Morgan State. All right, so look, let me catch back up. Morgan State's playing them. Morgan State beat Richmond. I didn't realize that wasn't on there. That Richmond game, hey, did you see that one coming?
No, nobody saw that coming.
Did you see that one coming?
Nobody saw that coming.
Morgan State found a way to get it done against a pretty good Richmond team. If Morgan State can play some pretty sound football and not make many mistakes, I think they'll be okay against Akron. I'm going to say potential. Like last week when I did Howard versus Eastern Michigan is where I want to go with it and say that could have been a potential upset. This week, I think Morgan State, since we're asking who will score the most points, I think they will.
Okay. For me, it's going to be FAMU.
You like that against South Florida?
I love it. I love this matchup. Now, only thing is Musa's eye surgery is, listen, I don't know if it's good, if he got cataracts or something, if he needs to get his contacts fixed. I don't know. But if his eyes get right and he can land on hitting those deep passes, I think it's a problem. And that Bama Marcus Riley, that Bama made everybody look slow. I thought everybody was walking in mud when Marcus Riley was running. I'm like, he doesn't even look like he's running fast, and he just gliding on Bama. So I'm excited to see him and Sheree K-Dot. I'm excited to see what both those guys can do with the opportunity. Which loss will be the most lopsided outside of Grambling LSU? You already know what that is. Come on.
I'm going to go with probably that Army Delaware State. Delaware State got their ass whooped by Bowie State. I think they'll probably get out of hand. Army will probably wear them out.
Absolutely.
That's where I'm going to go with it. Army, Delaware State. Delaware State had no business with that showing of this Saturday of what they had.
Oh, yeah. I just got a text message about the last time they played South Florida. It was actually a pretty close game. I think it was like 17-28 or like 14-28, something like that, when FAMU played South Florida in 2021. So I'll be trying to break that film down this week as well, so some FAMU fans can get excited about that game. All right, let's get to the week one recap.
I'm right on time, baby. I'm right on time.
Boy, you're right on time. Right on time like a preacher. All right.
Let's go.
So this was the picks for week one. Perry came through, outlasted me. I had a couple close ones. They just didn't. They didn't fall like I needed them to fall.
Wait. How am I 4-9?
My bad. It's 4-5, and I'm 2-7. My bad.
Okay.
I was rushing. I was rushing.
I'm like, wait, man. Hold on. What's going on here?
My bad. 4-5. I'm 2-7. All right. My bad. All right. Listen.
We're first week, wasn't it?
Boy,
you a gambling man?
Well, you made me to one, but I usually don't. Anyway, so just imagine 2-5, 2-7, 4-5. Imagine that, people. Thank you so much. All right. So here we go. Grambling versus Hampton. You got me on that one. Grambling 31, Hampton 35. Miles Crawley threw for 311 yards, 2 tubs, 1 INT, I believe. If not, it was just 2 tubs. And Christopher Sellis came out of nowhere. 14-21, 155 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs, 15 carries, 114 touchdowns. We'll start with that one. What you got on that, P?
Man, you look at Hampton, you look at Grambling. We talked about this game, didn't we? About earlier a couple weeks ago about how Hampton didn't seem to be too far off from things last year. And when you look at this ball game, Hampton was able to get it done. Both teams' total yard is about the same, 434 total yards for Hampton, but it was the run game for Hampton, 279
Absolutely.
yards on the ground. Darian Butts for Hampton, 14 carries, 103 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then that quarterback, Christopher Zealous, 15 carries, 114 yards.
Yeah.
Both them guys, that's like thunder and lightning on the ground when you let two guys go off for 100 plus yards apiece. 3 total touchdowns. I just think Grambling couldn't stop the run, and with Hampton's dual threat quarterback, he was able to get it done in there. 14 to 21, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions, but making up for it on the ground. Hampton has shown they can get over the hump. Miles Crawley, though, a lot better than what we've seen from Grambling quarterbacks in the past, right?
Absolutely.
A lot better. 25 of 38, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. You want that out of a quarterback. No interception. This is crazy that Grambling lost this game. 0 turnovers with Hampton having 2 with the 2 interceptions, but Hampton finding a way, that magic, they Pirates, right? That pirate magic and getting it done, man. This seemed like it was one of those classics.
No, it definitely was a great game. If you weren't able to watch it, I mean, Jesus Christ, it was a good game. Miles Crawley was on fire in this game. He really looked like he had good control of the offense. Kind of started off a little bit slow, but he picked it up. My thing is this. Grambling's defense is got to have the biggest question mark going into it. Cedric Thornton was bad last year. You're supposed to have the defensive player of the year, Sandata Anderson, pretty much a no-show in this game. Nothing spectacular, nothing to make you be like, oh, wow, he's the DPOY, nothing of the sort. And I'm just not seeing Grambling's defense take the next step. The biggest, to me, I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to stand on this hill and die on this hill. The biggest factor to me is that you never QB spied Christopher Zealous. He was killing you on third downs, and you never spied him.
Hampton 6 of 13 on third downs in the game.
Jesus Christ. And most of them came from Zealous running. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Hampton has a special back with Bucks. He is quick, shifty, and fast. I've never seen most guys. It's usually like you got a shifty guy who's quick, but not really. That Bama got it all. Shifty, short, fast, quick, all that. But Hugh Jackson has to get that defense together. Cedric Thornton has not seemed to be the answer, in my personal opinion, but we'll see what it looks like going forward. What you got, P, before we move on?
I'm with you, man. A good win for Hampton. Grambling, still a lot of question marks. Hugh Jackson, this is not the way you want to start the season off against a formidable opponent. Back to the drawing board. His team showed that they can play pretty tough, but you got to get a dub in that first game.
You know what? I agree. I said that, but actually watching the game and seeing how good they were offensively compared to how inept they were last year, you got to be looking at it like, hey, we're not going to have a lot of quarterbacks in the SWAC that can do what Christopher Zealous just did to us. Now, if Cedric Thornton decides to leave his brain at the house, then, hey, anything is possible. But Grambling should be very excited about what they should see from themselves going into the conference play. But listen, you don't want to lose your biggest weapon in LSU. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You know, I'm a firm believer of getting out tape, but you don't want to be in a situation where Miles Crawley goes down and now you're looking at it like who we got coming into the season. So we'll look at that going forward.
And another thing, Scotty, they're going to have to find a way to open up the run game. That was their strength last year. Now the fact that they're able to throw the ball, they only rushed for 100 yards in this game. So they're going to have to try to find a way to open up the run game. I think if they can get a balanced run game with the passing game of Miles Crawley, Grambling can be a team, but it showed with those minute rushing yards in this game. That seemed to me, for me, to be the deciding factor, and that's where you saw Hampton being able to pull away.
Absolutely. All right. Now, if anybody knows that team, I mean, it's hard to read. You know, let me get close. I think that's Southern 10 points for Dooley. And Alabama State with 14. Harold Blood went for 17 to 34, 166 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Demetrius Davis, 15 to 21, 180 yards and 2 tubs. You were at the game, Perry. Tell us what you saw.
You know, starting out for me, Harold Blood seemed to have found he was in a rhythm early on. And for Alabama State, they just couldn't seem to figure it out. But it was working. Across the middle of the field. It seems like after midway through the first quarter, going into the second quarter, everybody kept asking me what's going on. The first thing I said was, it looked like the game had caught up to Harold Blood. You know, it looked like early on he found the rhythm, but the game caught up to him, and Alabama State was able to make some adjustments. And once the game caught up to him, he had plays out there. Harold Blood had every opportunity for me to win this game for Southern, because it almost looked like Alabama State wanted to give this game away over and over and over and over. The field goal kicker, I don't even know how he has a scholarship. All the missed field goals he had, I think he missed 2 or 3 field goals in this game that really could have put it out of reach for Alabama State. But you're talking about the entire third quarter and fourth quarter, Southern just looked bad offensively. The offensive line wasn't blocking well enough to open up the run game. Harold Blood began to start to make bad throws, overthrowing the receivers, a low ball in the receivers, feeling pressured, and his scramble ability is not what I thought it could be. He just doesn't seem to be the guy to have, as I say, that dog in him. If you're going to be a fifth-year guy in the program, Scotty, and this is your opportunity to shine, you have to put the team on your back no matter what. This is not a time for him to grow, no matter if he has the few snaps at quarterback or not. He has to put the team on his back, and he did not. Southern got the ball back with about 41 seconds left. Harold Blood throws the interception on the first pass and give Alabama State the ball back. Because of Harold Blood, you're talking about 3 turnovers, crucial turnovers. One of those turnovers gave Alabama State short field position in which they scored and went up 14-10. And that ultimately was the deciding factor. And that was because of where Harold Blood fumbled the ball. When you give the other team the ball, 2 interceptions to go along with that, it's going to be a tough day for you. The defense, Southern's defense is stout. I liked everything I saw. Coach, listen, without the defense, Southern will be getting blown out. But seriously. And then I want to see Coach Dooley find ways to be more creative in his offensive play calling.
Thank you.
When you see your quarterback is struggling, his rhythm is gone, and the game has caught up to him, some type of way you got to throw what they say a wrench in there. You got to switch it up. You got to do something to open it up, right? And I just didn't think it just seemed like he just kept trying to punch away and punch away and punch away, going for what he knows. And it seemed to have made Harold Blood more and more uncomfortable as the game went along.
I was watching this game, ESPN, and I agree with you on the sense of I thought that Harold Blood looked really good early. I was like, wow, okay, cool. He looks sharp, he looks good, but that was in zone. When Alabama State went man to man, Blood looked lost. And for me, my issue is this. I disagree with you wholeheartedly that a fifth-year guy who has no snaps, really has no starts or snaps, should have the game put on his back. He should be the ultimate game manager because he doesn't need that pressure, right? You already got the fan base saying, we don't know how Harold Blood, and then you go into the game and now you're put on pressure that I need to lift the team up. No. He should have been able to rely on the playmakers if you want to know the depth, he should have been Jason Brown at South Carolina State. 1 yard pass here, 2 yard pass there, 3 and let my playmakers do what they're supposed to do. But that goes back to your point of Dooley beating that wall down and sticking to what he thinks what he knows, which is deep pass. I'm just like, bro, why? I'll tell you the perfect example, Perry, and this is my frustration. It was on the first drive. Got through a tight end pop. It was so pretty. Tight end took 3 steps, turned around. Harold Blood just didn't see it again.
No more.
Didn't see it no more. I said, wow, that was a great play call. Didn't see it again. So it's things like that to me, you didn't do, like you said, you didn't do your due diligence to make him comfortable in the game. And I will say this, you got to give Kobe Dillon and Gary Quarles more touches. Like, you're a run-first team. Kobe Dillon, Gary Quarles, those guys should be involved in a lot of aspects. I didn't see no running back screens. I didn't see no bubble routes. I ain't see no tunnel screens. I didn't see none of that just to get blood comfortable. So that would be my biggest thing. I will say one thing. I'm going to go to Alabama State. I'm going to toss it right back to you. The one thing I'm going to keep saying, Harry Edwards, Harry Williams, whatever his name is, the one thing I saw, and I'm going to keep standing on this, he made sure Demetrius Davis was not the problem in this game. I had never seen so many gosh darn direct snaps to a running back in my life. In my life. He said, you won't even I don't even want you to hand the damn ball to the running back. We'll just exclude you all completely and give it to and let. There is a reason that you do that, and it's because you don't trust your quarterback. So all he asked him to do was do what I'm telling Dooley should have done with Blood, which is easy throws. How many passes did Demetrius Davis throw over 10 yards?
Not many.
I don't even think he threw one over 10 yards. Everything was either 5 and down, 10 and down, and the stuff that Keyshawn Johnson went for touchdowns. One was a screenplay that he took off to the house, and then another one was a slant. He caught 3 yards in and took it to the touchdown. That's the game right there. That's the game. So, but I do agree with you. Southern's defense, Jordan Carter looked like a man possessed. Okay,
Jalen Campbell.
Hey man, listen, Chris Givens, Kelby, whatever that Bama's name is, Givens. Yeah, they're tough. They're tough. But go ahead, back to you, P.
I go back to the third down efficiency. You talked about the last game. Southern 4-14 in this game, but then Dooley being a gambler on fourth down, going 4 or 5 on fourth down. You know, Southern putting itself in tough situations. But when you look at a guy like Dooley, he always credits and says, I'm an offensive guy. I'm an offensive guy. 235 total yards of offense, 166 in the air, 69 on the ground for a Southern offense. Crucial penalties, though, and one of the worst penalties came that drive before Southern's last drive, in which they got an unsportsmanlike, and it pushed them back deep and turned a second into forever, a third and forever. Penalties like that you cannot have when the game is on the line. Harold Blood, 17-34, 166 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Demetrius Davis, 15-21, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, 12 carries for 28 yards. But Keyshawn Johnson, number one, that wide receiver, is a man. 9 receptions, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. You give him the ball, he will walk away from you. You throw it up, he will pull it away from you. That kid has a lot of potential. He has the potential to be a star in this league. If Demetrius Davis can ever grow up as a quarterback, Bama State has some tools. Southern just got to find a way to use their tools and be able to make Harold Blood comfortable, because I don't know if Harold Blood will be able to sustain 10 points from his Southern offense. You're not going to survive if that's all you have and trying to base everything off your defense, because if Bama State don't miss those field goals, you start to talk about the margin of victory for them is a lot more in this ball game.
Absolutely. And let me just piggyback off you, Keyshawn Johnson. I said it in the beginning of the season, and anybody who watches this show, I said Keyshawn Johnson not on the all-SWAC team was a disservice. Now, I get it. It's by stats. I get it. But Keyshawn Johnson is a top 10 FCS wide receiver. Not the SWAC. I want to be very clear what I'm saying. He is a top 10 FCS receiver. You put him in any offense, Eastern Washington, South, I don't give a damn who throws the ball. You put him in that Incarnate Word, he is lighting you up. He's just that damn good.
Bro, so, he different. And he to see it in person, the first time he caught the ball, the first thing I looked at was like, who is this? And then he just kept going and making more and more plays. I mean, he scored. He was their offense. He scored the touchdowns. He won the game. He put the team on his back and won the game. For Southern, I think another thing from Southern, they're flat. Watching this team on the sideline, no energy. To me, they seem to lack a leader, an offensive and a defensive leader, somebody who would take the bull by the horns and really wrangle it. For me, and I don't see it on offense, there doesn't seem to be no dog on the offense. There's no guy that say, I got this. From the receiver, from the running back, I don't see a dog. I don't see nobody who's a difference maker like what I saw with Keyshawn Johnson at Bama State. Like you see with the guy, Marcus Riley at Florida A&M, where you see guys who are different.
Yeah,
I have yet to see that with this Southern offense, to see a guy that is truly different to where it looked like he's that playmaker. When he get the ball, you know it's going to be problems. I haven't seen that.
That's a good point, P. That's a real good point. And I think, you're still looking for it. And let me say this. I think if you're watching the film and you're breaking this down, it is Keyshawn Johnson or bust. Demetrius Davis is going to have to beat me without Keyshawn Johnson. Like, I don't give a damn if I got a triple team Keyshawn Johnson. Somebody else got to make a play and make Alabama State beat you in another way. So we'll see going forward. All right, next up. Listen, you talking about a heartbreaker?
I know you was laughing at me when you saw that 14-10, but damn, don't God work in mysterious way? He jumped back at you, didn't he?
Boy, he didn't just jump back at me like he slapped me and put me down, bro. Let me just tell you how bad my night was, bro. I'm doing a watch party and I'm so geeked. I'm like, but it felt like the SWAC championship all over again. It literally felt like the the game to get into the SWAC championship all over again. I'm on this high of highs. And then as the game gets closer and being over, I'm on the lowest of lows. I felt like, man, somebody just punched me in the gut. Like, I'm like, Jesus Christ. But
welcome to SWAC football, baby.
Jesus, man. Jesus. It was atrocious, man. But PV comes out with the win over the Labor Day Classic. I think making that number 9. Trayvon Conley, SWAC player, offensive player of the week. 20 of 33, 275, 2 tubs, 1 interception. Andrew Body, 18, 38, 286, 3 tubs, and 3 INTs.
Give you a shout out to KJ Black. Shout out to KJ Black. That's all I ask. Shout out to KJ Black. That sound piss poor.
I'm over. Listen, I'm over here calling him out. I'm like, where you at, KJ?
Hey,
I'm all up in that jank, bro.
It would have been different. Had this gone the other way. But that, shout out to KJ Black. Oh my God. Damn, it still hurt, don't it?
I'm gonna tell you this. I bought my PV shirt. Amazon is gonna deliver when it delivers. I'm gonna wear it whenever I get it. I'm gonna wear it. But I'm telling you this right now. I gotta wear. What I had to do?
You just had to wear it on the show.
Okay, I'm gonna wear it on the show. The next day, I'm burning it on my story.
You might have to pull that old thing out later in the season.
Negative.
You gotta keep it because if PV go to the SWAC championship, I'd like to see you in that shirt.
I'm not doing it again. I'm not making that bet with PV ever again. I'm gonna burn that joker. I'm gonna spend my $22. I'm gonna wear it for the show, and then I'm gonna take myself burning that joker, and then we back at it. Like I never knew them. All 12 of them.
Are you gonna showcase that video here on this show?
I surely will.
Yeah,
surely will. I'm gonna make it a family event. We're gonna have marshmallows and everything. We're gonna have marshmallows and everything. We're gonna be over there roasting.
You look at this game, man. Crazy game. Prairie View 9 of 20 on third downs. 9 of 20. Crazy, right? 455 total yards, 275 passing, 182 turnovers in this game, a fumble and an interception. Texas Southern, once again, they start the season how they ended the season last year. Up with a lead, have the game in sight, and then guess what? Found a way to give up unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Prairie View, 10 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Texas Southern, 4 of 11 on third downs, 486 total yards, 286 in the air, 200 on the ground. 4 turnovers, though. The 4 turnovers hurt. 3 interceptions, 1 fumble. So for an interception, that tell me who hands the ball was in, and that seemed to be Mr. Body, Andrew Body. And I think everybody wanted to see in this ball game, was he going to be a difference maker? Would you start to see this elite dual threat quarterback of the SWAC separate himself and become an elite quarterback in this conference? And he gave the game away. I think Trayshawn Conley, when you saw him in the second half, step up big. Who would have imagined Trayshawn Conley passing for nearly 300 yards, right? Never would have thought you'll see that coming. But he showed up in this ball game, and he showed up big for Prairie View. 275 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Prairie View gets the win in overtime.
And we didn't even gain a yard in overtime. We didn't even gain a yard. You know how like when momentum is just like swung in overtime, it was gone. Like it was just.
For you, what seems to be, if you look at Andrew's body, right? And let's call it the body of work. Andrew's body of work. What seems to be the issue with his game that's keeping him from getting over that hump?
Okay, so I think the first year he was just raw, like kind of like a deer. You know how like when you a new person at a job and you just doing everything. You know what I'm saying? You like, I'll do the mail. What you need me to do? Second year, he didn't have the talent, right? A lot of people got hurt. He got a whole bunch of walk-on receivers. He just doing it. This year, I told him straight up, I said, junior years are important. But I also told Andrew, I said, bro, if you're not feeling it, sit your ass down. You are not responsible. You are not responsible for McKinley's job. You're not responsible. Your health is more important than Texas Southern football team. That's just facts, right? Because if your aspirations are to play in the NFL, you have to have the stats to back that up. And if you have games like this and you're playing on a 60 to 70% shoulder, you're going to make yourself look bad. This is bad tape. This does not help you get drafted. To where the 2 picks, 1 pick Andrew threw was not his fault. The guy, it hit him dead in the hands. He playing volleyball with it, and then the dude behind him picks it off, right? But the 2 picks that bro, when I tell you they were so bad, I'm like, 1 pick he threw in the middle of the field. I'm like, who were you looking at? The next one, he tried to throw a screen. It went right to the D end. So those aren't the type of plays that stars, big players making big moments. You're supposed to ice the game. You're supposed to go out and ice the game, not give the game back to the opponent. So when people out here talking about Scotty, you're being critical of Andrew, you're damn right. Because if you're the star quarterback, let me give you, and you know me, Barry. Let's say Shador was at Powell State and he had this game. What am I saying today? I'm saying I'm killing Shador. If Bashawn McCray had this game, what am I doing? I'm killing him. So he deserves every bit of the blame that he gets. Now you can blame the defense for not getting a stop in the last drive. Okay, cool. But they would have never been in that position if Andrew didn't throw the last 2 picks. But go ahead, I'm done.
Yeah, Ladarius Owens, 8 carries, 104 yards, a touchdown. Quay Davis, 7 receptions, 120 yards, and a touchdown.
Dog, let me tell you this. I'm sorry. Listen, Andrew shouldn't have looked at anybody else. It should have been the AJ and Quay show. Them Bamas were playing out of their mind. It was like they were like magnets to the ball. It didn't matter what Drew, and I'm talking about Drew throwing passes like this. He out here like this. And they coming down with him. I'm like, yo, why are we throwing it? He throw it to Derek Morton. Throw it back to Derek Morton. I'm like, what are we doing? What is we doing? It was frustrating, bro. I'm sorry. It was so frustrating to watch. It was so frustrating.
Did you just end your live when that game was going? Did you just like jet out of there?
I knew they was going to lose. Once they scored in Once they scored to tie it up, I knew his game was over. I played football long enough to know how when momentum swings, you're done. Because what happens is the team that has been whooping your ass for the last 8 years, you just gave them the confidence that we're going to keep whooping your ass. And then when you're the team that's been getting your ass beat for the last 8 years, you're going to be like, oh, here we go again. They're going to beat us. It just happens. It just happens like that in football.
I know you're not the biggest Prairie View fan at all, right? I can't wait to see you in that shirt. But what did you like about Prairie View in terms of determination?
I love the last drive. I absolutely love the last drive by Trayvon Conley. It never seemed like I thought they were playing with fire with the time around the 2-minute mark. I was like, they look like they're moving a little too slow, but Trayvon never felt like you could just look at him. He never felt like he was rushing. Never felt like he was like, he just came up there nice and calm, cool, collective, boop, 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 boop. And at the biggest thing that I guess a coach told him was that he had to stay in the pocket. Every time he got out the pocket, that number 11, shout out to Texas Southern's linebacker, number 11, he should have been a defensive MVP. Him or number 5, either one. But the only time number 11 was effective was when he got out the pocket, because that was his cue. Once he got out the pocket, he was blitzing him. Trayvon, the whole drive, just stayed in the pocket. Woo, woo, woo. That 3-down lineman couldn't get to him, and he just picked him apart. And
would you say Trayvon Conley grew up in front of our eyes? Does he seem to be there, putting the team on his back in a big game, getting it done, finding a way to get it done, staying poised? This is not Trayvon Conley we saw last year, in which in this game, he only completed less than 10 passes?
I would say yes and no. I say no because I saw this. I'm not going to say I saw this Trayvon, but in the Valley game, he looked like he was the only one that wanted to play. That in the Valley game last year that they lost, he looked like the only kid that wanted to play. That's just what it was. He just looked like the only kid that wanted to play. He was doing everything he could to will his team to win. I gave him kudos for that. So what I saw here was just him given the opportunity to show what he could do, but I still got to see it consistently. Because what I'm going to say, and I hate the 3-3-5. I absolutely hate the 3-3-5 because in situations like that, you get more linemen than D linemen, and they give more time. So I just want to see something different. Yeah, shout out to Jacob Williams. He's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Kid's amazing. So, but we'll see.
Prairie View starts the SWAC West 1-0.
They're not a scary team. Nothing about, if I'm being honest, nothing about Prairie View. If Texas Southern's defense could do that to Prairie View for what? Until the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter, and they're not even that good of a defense, they gonna hit you now. Oh, Texas Southern gonna hit you. But I just don't like the scheme. I think they're gonna have a lot. Well, I'll tell you this. They're probably Prairie View and Grambling, if they're going to be a shootout. That's going to be a shootout because I don't trust Grambling's defense, and I damn sure don't trust Prairie View's defense. I think both of them are going to be a shootout. I think when you get to the Alcorns, I think when you get to the UAPBs, right? I think when you get to the UAPBs, like, yeah, they offensively they might not be all the way there, but defensively, UAPB is there. They're there. So you're going to have to go see them guys. And I'm not saying, like I just said, like defensively, I want to see. I just want to see what they look like against other good defenses as well. But we'll see where it goes.
I know this one hurt for you.
It did. I ain't gonna hold you, P. I was sick. I was literally the only thing that saved me was Tahoe State losing. The only thing that saved my week.
Not a way you want to start the college football season right here.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And you riding with your boy. I ain't heard you yell Andrew Body yet today.
Nah, my throat is on. And my throat is on fire right now. Absolutely on fire. I've been yelling for FAMU and for so long, like my throat is absolutely on fire. So after I get here, Key told me I gotta shut up for the whole day. So for the rest of the day. So it's gonna be a long day. All right, last game, pretty self-explanatory. Probably one of the only decisive D2 losses this week. NCCU beats Winston-Salem State 47-21. Davius Richards. Oh, that's definitely not the right stat line. I think he definitely had like two tubs and one NIT or two or three tubs and no pick, something like that. My bad. So you see, I copied and pasted from the top one. Dalen Lee, 189, one tubs. I don't know if there's much to say about this game. They did what they were supposed to do. They got in, got out. You know what I'm saying? Is what it is. But warm it up. Warm it up. First up on the upset alert. D2 Bowie State bites down on Delaware State. Perry, what you got on this one?
Oh, I like that. You made it the tagline of like the article on the front page of the paper, right? Bites down. The Bulldogs bite down on the Hornets. I like that. All right. This is what we didn't see coming. I didn't really know what the hell to expect from Delaware State, which I think a lot of us didn't. I went with Division I, right? I just felt Division I shall triumph over Division II. In the grand scheme of things, you would think that's what should happen. But a lot of times, like a matchup like this, you find out it does not happen. This is, once again, I talked about it last week. This not the Bowie State of the past, but it still seems to be a pretty damn good Bowie State team being able to go to Delaware State and get a victory 22-11. That's an ugly score, isn't it?
You know what? I was like, how you get 11? I was really contemplating. I'm like, how do you get 11? I'm like, okay, do you go for two? Did you kick a field goal? I'm like, how does this? I'm like, the fact that you got 11 shows me how bad you are as an offense. I'm gonna leave it at that.
These numbers are back in the day. I don't know if you remember the magnets on the refrigerator and used to have the letters and the numbers.
Oh yeah,
you just be scrambling shit around. That's what this score is. It's just a scramble around score. 22-11. But shouts out to Bowie State getting it done. Delaware State, I don't know where you go from here with that type of loss to start the season. In a game in which you schedule these games, for me, I think, to win, right? Pretty
Absolutely.
Sure they walked away with a check.
And a dub. A check and a dub. Listen, these games have always been close. Right, even in the times where their former coach played, but they always came out on top, either by 10 points or a touchdown or something like that. They've always came out on top. I kept telling people, and nobody wanted to listen to me. I said Lee Hall was probably one of the worst hires in HBCU football. I did not like him at Howard. I said his play calling at Howard was absolutely atrocious, and I'm going to keep saying it. And then this, to me, just put the stamp of approval that he was absolutely garbage. So when I tell you I was happy to see this score, I was absolutely ecstatic. I wish I could have been there in person to see this game. You know what I'm saying?
The BX so wishy-washy, isn't it? They'll go upset and beat somebody, you like, what the hell? And then they'll go lose to somebody, you like, what the hell? It is a wishy-washy up and down league, man.
It is. Next up. Upset alert! Central State sticks is to the Delta Devils. 24-21.
You should say Pirates. You should say they robbed the Delta Devils.
Hey, they robbed the Delta. Hey, went to the enemy's camp. Hey, and I took back what he stole from me, and I. Man, Central State comes in, and I'm gonna be honest. I saw what Stephen Gaither put on Twitter. He's absolutely right. I thought Valley was new and improved. I thought they were going to be a better team. He said a lot of people had been hyping up Valley, which I'm telling you, their signing class looked good. I saw the film. I was like, hey, man, these guys are special. I thought they could do some damage. This ain't the one. This is not how you schedule. And I said this, Perry. I said you scheduled the Central State game to give your new head coach some type of momentum and win behind your sails to push you into the SWAC conference play. This was not supposed to go down like that, so it really hurt me when I saw it. What you got?
No, it should not have gone down like this up in Chicago for Valley State. Kendrick Wade taking over the program. You remember I said last week, Central State, when I talked about them old school Sheridan broadcast polls.
Yeah.
Central State being that powerful team. I haven't heard much of Central State in quite some time. But Valley being Valley, all right, that's what it is. Valley being Valley. They go and lose games because that's what they do, right? That's just who they are. Right? This is Valley. The Valley, right? That's what they do. That's why Mike Reed has a hard time claiming them, because they go and do shit like this. This is how they represent the state. And they went to Chicago and lost to Central State. And this was tough. I picked Valley just off the strength. Like you said, I thought they could have had a better team. But clearly they just don't know how to win. And it's still winning is not a part of their culture. And I don't know if Kendrick Wade, Jerry Rice, or whoever, I don't know if they can ever make winning part of their culture there consistently. Not every now and again, not sporadic, but consistently.
Yeah, this one was a tough one. This
game should have been in Itabena. They would have had a way better chance.
And you funny thing, remember you did say that. You said, "Hey Scotty, they're saying in Itabena." You said that. You said that. Like, hey Scotty, I don't know. They said in Itabena, but you did go with Valley. Next up. It's the dark horse.
This is what they've been waiting on, ain't it? Hey, everybody been ready to eat my ass up, ain't they? Yep, I know. No, they've been waiting on this one.
Not the dark horse. It's the dark horse of the MEAC. And now I don't know how dark this horse is. Might be blind. But
clearly it was the Trojan horse, wasn't it? Shit. That's what it was.
Oh, hey. Go ahead, Perry. Take your time on this one. Take your time.
I'll take it. I'll roll with it. You know, hey, when you lose, man. That's football.
Yeah.
There's no coach that had never lost the game, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so there's nobody who ever picked and got 100% correct in picking any games, right? If they are, let me be friends. Let's go to the nearest casino so we can get rich, right?
Yeah.
33-24, man. Norfolk State 1 of 2 on 4th down, 5 of 16 on 3rd downs. Virginia State 5 of 13 on 3rd downs, 1 of 3 on 4th downs. Virginia State dominated when you look at offense on this game. 487 total yards of offense, 171 in the air. Guess what? 316 on the ground.
No, 316.
316. That's tough.
That's like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Austin 316. Well, I need 2 Budweiser and crack them up right now. All right. Norfolk State 304 yards, 166 passing yards, 138 rushing, 2 turnovers by both teams, 2 fumbles for Virginia State, two turnovers for Norfolk State, a fumble and an interception. Virginia State quarterback Steve Williams, 13 of 19, 133 yards, 1 touchdown. Upton Bailey, 18 carries, 184 yards, 1 touchdown. Virginia State in the 4th quarter scores 13 unanswered points and comes away and find a way to win this game. Norfolk State was actually up in this game going into the 4th quarter, and they found a way to give it away to Virginia State.
Man, we just our team just giving away wins, ain't they? They out here just handing them out like hotcakes on the
hotcakes.
Oh man,
you get one, you get an interception, you get a fumble.
Now, I know you and Odoms are close. Did you have a chance to talk to him by any chance to see, how his mindset is?
No, I haven't had a chance to talk to him. I'll probably give him a call this week, though. We normally do talk, and so I know holiday first game. I try to stay out the way when I know people trying to prepare their teams. Look like he's gonna have to prepare a little bit harder to get them on track. Odom's still my boy. I don't run away after a loss, right? I don't run away. Yeah. Y'all can dog walk me. Y'all can talk about me. That's my boy. That's my boy. You my boy. I stick next to my guys no matter. It's gonna be thick and thin. I'm still in the trenches with you.
Behold the L for the green and gold.
Yeah, I'm holding it. Hey, I'm holding it. Scotty, I'm holding it.
Oh man, behold.
Yeah.
That L for the green and gold. Man,
I want to see them get better, man. Virginia State just dominated the fourth quarter. And when you talk about you can't stop the run, Norfolk State seems they're going to have to find something to do with that D-line and linebacker play. Clearly, giving up that many yards on the ground, 316 yards. That's just a horrible day for any defense.
And how many rush yards? I know, because Odom's a kind of run first guy. So what they rush for?
138 yards.
Okay.
They were balanced, but it wasn't enough production. 166 passing yards, 138 rushing yards for 304 total yards. You just got to maintain in the fourth quarter. You give up 13 unanswered points and allow Virginia State to come back. The game really was in Norfolk hand the entire time into the fourth quarter.
Man, I feel you on that. I've been there. I've been there.
Does this bring back memories of a little trauma in this?
I've been there, man. I've been there.
So I'll hold that L, which everybody want me to, because Odom's my boy. He gonna continue to be my boy. He just got slapped up right here by the Trojans, so hopefully they can shake back.
Here comes Smash. Here goes Smash. Norfolk gonna be all right, man. Y'all need it. Y'all act like this Bama just didn't lose to a Division II school. Miss me with that. Last one.
They ain't the only one.
Game of the week. Morgan State pulls out the thriller in Richmond, Virginia.
Ooh. Run that back one more time. Say that again.
Morgan State brings out the thriller in Richmond, Virginia.
Pulls off the thriller.
Pulls off the thriller in Richmond, Virginia.
I like that.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I totally forgot what I just said. It just comes to me. Anyway, listen. Y'all got to understand how big this is. Richmond had not lost a home opener, if I'm not mistaken, in the last I think it was 20 years. If it wasn't 20 years, it was at least like 8 to 10. It was a long time, right? And then you get Morgan State down there, and they literally hold them beyond belief. Like, just defensively was just playing out of their mind. This is such a huge win for HBC football, such a huge win for the MEAC. Shout out to Coach Wilson. He did it at the D2 level. He's now doing it at the Morgan State level, the D1 level. Man, listen, if you're not a Morgan State fan, and I told you that was my bandwagon team for this year. I did say that early in the season. I said that, so I don't want nobody to be like, oh, Scotty hopping bet. Nope. I said Morgan State. I said I got to represent Maryland. Morgan State is that team. What you got, Perry?
Morgan State, you break down this game, 4 of 13 on third downs, 213 total yards in this game. Only 99 passing yards, 114 rushing yards. Richmond on the other side, 3 of 12 on third down, 264 total yards, 169 in the air, 95 on the ground. It was the turnovers that was in this ball game. 7 turnovers total between both schools, 3 turnovers for Morgan State, 2 fumbles and an interception, but on the other side, it was more costly for Richmond. 4 total turnovers, 3 fumbles, 1 interception. Morgan State quarterback was modest, to say the least. Carson Baker, 5 of 8, 68 yards passing, 1 interception. Darian Davis, 12 carries, 73 yards. It was not pretty by far how this game was played, right? But nonetheless, Morgan State found a way to get it done. You know what it is? The fourth quarter for a lot of these teams, they're going to have to learn how to finish. Once again, for Richmond, it came back to bite them. 10 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to give Morgan State the victory, 17.
Huge, absolutely huge, man. When I was doing a watch party, and they were getting updated as the scores were coming in. I was getting more and more excited about the game, and I believe that they either blocked the punt or something crazy like that to get the ball and to seal it out. No, they muffed the punt. That's what happened. Richmond muffed the punt, and then Morgan got it back and closed out the game. So absolutely huge.
Let's get 2 claps on a Ric Flair for Morgan State. Woo!
I like that. I like that. I like that. 2 claps.
They get that.
Yeah, that was dope. That was absolutely dope. All right. Game of the week. Why the reason I'm hoarse? The Orange Blossom Classic. Thoughts and takeaways of that 28-10 ass whooping. Now, last week, Perry, you said I had to show TC Taylor some respect. You said, Scotty, now as you know, you got to take
picking your battle with the wrong one.
No. You
Mike
said
Reed, that's Wednesday.
Nope.
Picking your battle with the wrong one.
You gonna get this work too. But you said on last Monday, you said, Scotty, now I know you need to take that P off his chest. It ain't. I said, I'm not a believer. Okay, I'm just telling you what he did now. I'm just showing you.
He won his first game. That's all I was saying. I was just giving kudos to game 1. I wasn't giving kudos to the season because if that was the case, if we go back, I picked FAMU to beat Jackson in this game.
That's fair. You did.
I was just giving them shout outs for the big moment and the bright lights of game 1 where it was almost like if they lost, you knew what it was going to instantly. That was like putting a jab and a knife through their heart, right? He happened to just keep that hype up for one more week, right? Just one more week. He kept the hype going. And that was all they needed. That was just at least start the season to say, we told y'all we could at least win the game. We're not going 0-4.
That's fact.
That was the only reason why, I was giving him his hand claps last week because he was able to get it done on the big stage. It ain't like they took on Central State in Chicago, right? They were on the big stage in Atlanta, Georgia, with ABC behind them and being able to show the nation and play with some swagger. Now, it was totally different, and you and I agreed both that we knew the competition was going to be completely different coming into this week with Florida A&M compared to what they saw against South Carolina State.
Absolutely.
You're going to see a lot better talent on the field and around the ball than what you saw with South Carolina State. And you saw that in this ball game. Jackson State's struggling, though. I like these third down conversions efficiency because third down efficiencies to me are like free throws in basketball, right?
Good.
Look at those numbers. Those are the swinging gates to where the game is going to go. You can tell a basketball game when you look at the free throws, and you can tell a football game when you look at those third down efficiency. Jackson State, and it's been bad all week. What the teams I've told you, 2 of 14.
Jesus Christ!
On third down efficiency. Right?
It was that bad?
Yeah. But on fourth downs, right? Like Southern was 4 or 5 on fourth downs. Jackson State, 3 or 4. Constantly putting themselves in tough situations, but was able to convert. On the other side, Florida A&M, 6 of 13 on third down conversion. Both teams were able to gain over 300 yards of total offense. Jackson State, 303 total yards, 231 in the air, only 72 on the ground. That hurts when they're not able to get that balance of the run with the pass, right? For Florida A&M, 358 total yards, 150 in the air. But guess what? Everybody was saying, will Willie Simmons run the ball? They did. 208 yards on the ground in this ball game. Florida A&M flawless. 0 turnovers in this ball game. Jackson State, 2 by way of fumble. You look at Jeremy Musa, 12 of 22, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Terrell Jennings, 11 carries, 75 yards. Jacquees Yance, 11 carries, 72 yards, 1 touchdown. That's a modest day from 2 guys to get 70, nearly 80 yards from them, and a pretty efficient day from a quarterback that don't turn the ball over, right? On the other side, what is it? Zay? What is his McDonald? What's his name?
Zay McDonald.
Zay McDonald, 10 of 14, 149 yards, 1 touchdown. Jason Brown, 10 of 19 for 82 yards. But you got to take your hats off and look at a guy like Rico Powers, 4 receptions for 119 yards and a touchdown.
Was that the same guy? Is it the same Jason Brown last week that threw for over 300 yards?
It is the same Jason Brown.
I thought it was like an impersonation or something. I didn't know. I know somebody like stole, like in like the old Scooby-Doo shows, and they like pull the mask off, like you be like, oh, it was the janitor. Like, I'm just confused. I want to know what happened to Jason Brown.
And the 2 difference makers for Florida A&M was Sharif, 5 receptions, 90 yards, 1 touchdown, and in the kick and return game, and Marcus Riley, 120 yards in the return game and a touchdown. Those two dudes are the dudes I'm saying that Southern does not have. Game changers. Flat out speed. Give them the ball and let them go to work. Man, I was impressed with everything I saw from those guys. There was a clear-cut difference in the speed. You can see the style of play from them. It just seemed to have put them a step further than everybody else. And then when you talk about with Yant and Jennings both giving you a modest day on the ground, Florida A&M just came out and played good football.
I would say this. I want to be very clear. I didn't say this on my post-game show, but I don't think people understand how important that kickoff return was for FAMU to have never scored a touchdown in the Orange Blossom Classic, and to have the weight on your team's shoulders to know you had to win this year with the team that you had. For him to come out and do what he did on the opening kickoff was the recipe for disaster. There was no, I know for a fact that I talked to a couple of FAMU players. They was like, Scotty, once he did that, we knew the game was over. Because we knew once you have a player do what he did, you know it's different. You just know off the rip it's going to be a different game. And they said we had so much confidence from that point forward, we knew the game was over. Because we had that guy or we had this guy and we knew the rest of it was going to get taken care of. So I just need people to understand how important that kickoff return was to set the tone for FAMU and that team. Now, I will say this. What is bothering me so much is that the excuses that Tahoe State is bringing to the table is saying, oh, my God, it's only because of special teams. Now, I'm confused because I thought there were 3 phases to the game. We understand the phase of SWAT kickers. We already know what that mantra means. If you get put a label as a SWAT kicker, you're ass, okay? So we already know the issue that SWAC has with kickers. So why is it that when FAMU puts a precedent on their return game, that's a problem? Oh, the only reason we lost because of special teams. Is that not part of football? I mean, did they just now implement that in the last year? That's always been it's three phases to football, and you failed at one of them immensely. And when I say you failed, you Bamas looked like you were running in slow motion. How you were scrimmaging South Carolina State, FAMU in the first half made you look like a scrimmage. It wasn't even close. Not competitive in the least bit. So I'm curious to see what it looks like with the bounce back. But
can you see this thing right here?
Let me bring you up.
Can you see that? What is that?
Is that a tiger? Is that a Lynch's tiger?
Yeah. Jay Stay Week, baby. I just wanted to. That's the tiger right there. Don't worry about it, FAMU. I got it under control. Don't worry about it, FAMU. I got it under control this week. I got him. I rang him up. All right. We're not gonna let that damn tiger get away with it this week, right? Got him.
Oh man, that man was
no, Mr. Campbell and everybody else. I got it. All right.
Let's get into it. Picks and predictions, week 2. We here. First up, Little Bill, Savannah State. What you got?
Something in me telling me go Division 2, right?
Man, I was thinking the same thing. I ain't even gonna hold you, Pete.
When it comes to HBCUs, Division 1, Division 2, what the hell does that even mean? They all the damn same, seem like, doesn't it? It don't matter if it's one up or one down. Something telling me to go Division 2, but I feel like Coach Coach Woody? I feel like he gets it done. Maybe Bethune-Cookman gets over the hump and beats Savannah State. I just don't see Savannah State being a good team, so I'm gonna go Bethune-Cookman in this one. I'll take my chance.
Okay, for me, I like Coach Aaron. When I met him at SIC Media Day, I like his energy. I just think I think he's in a little bit of a rebuild. For the last Savannah State, the last time I saw them, they was playing Morehouse, and I think they might have lost or won. I don't know, but I think they might be in the rebuild. I'm gonna go with Bethune-Cookman. I like their D-line. You know what I'm saying? It was very effective against Memphis for a short period of time. That's how they
got smoked.
Yeah, they did. But, I mean, the D lineman, he literally ran I don't know if it was a fumble or interception back to a touchdown. So they pretty athletic. So I'm gonna go with Bethune as well. All right, next up, Howard versus Morehouse. I'm gonna take this one. I like Gerard Wiltshire. I like him. Former Morehouse guy, been around, coached at Power 5 level. Then you have Howard's coach, Quentin Williams. Listen, Quentin Williams he's just a little inconsistent for me. Like when he's good, but when he's bad, he's bad. And I know a lot of people are going to be looking at the Eastern Michigan game like, do you see? I'm telling you guys, man, it's just something about that kid, Quentin Williams, that I just give a hesitation. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like you guys think it is. I really don't. Wiltshire is a former Morehouse graduate. He's going to take pride in that program. I think it's going to be a close one. I think Howard pulls it out by 10, but I got Howard winning this one. What you got?
I'm going to go against what you just said, not because of what you picked, but I am going to look back at that Eastern Michigan game and just saw the second half and the fight and resilience in this team of going a long way from D.C. to go up to nowhere in Michigan, right? And found a way, I'm pretty sure, a pretty empty stadium there, probably not one Howard fan in the stand, right? And still finding a way to muster up some courage and some energy to put up some points late in that ball game and actually make it a ball game. Because for the first 3 quarters, it was not a ball game at all. It seemed like Eastern Michigan had that in hand. Morehouse, traditionally, not a great program when you talk about football-wise, right? I've seen them go out and beat a SWAC school like UAPB before, but I think Howard gets this done. Howard finished runner-up last year, tied for first, basically, in the MEAC. I think there'll be a better power in this game against Morehouse. And I think you'll see a better team this week than what you saw last week against Eastern Michigan.
We shall see. I'm telling you, that boy Quentin Williams is like the definition of inconsistent.
Once again, it's them damn D2 schools, man. We play a lot of them, don't we, as HBCUs?
We sure do. They're going to catch you slipping on one. Now, listen, I didn't think this game was going to be very interesting when it first, but I'm interested now. I wouldn't go see it, but I would damn sure watch it. Okay, I will watch it on television. This game is going to be very interesting for me. And I know people are going to be like, Scotty, what the hell? But I'm picking UAPB in this one. And the reason that I'm taking UAPB in this one is I just think that defense is legit. And listen, they could have fooled me against Tulsa or whatever, but I think Draylon Ellis did not look all that good, right? And I think UAPB cannot make him look that good. Now, Mekhi Higgins on the opposite side throwing the ball, he's a little iffy. But UAPB has some playmakers. That running back number 23 is damn good. Okay, so I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to pick UAPB to come out with a shocker. I like what UAPB does. Maybe this ain't the game for them, but I'm going to give them a shot in this one.
Have you ever in your life picked UAPB in something?
No, I don't think so.
This is the first time. I want to make sure we put this in the books when we go back. Scotty's first time ever picking UAPB. I'm from Pine Bluff. I went to Pine Bluff High School. Shout out to the Zebras, right? Went to UAPB for 2 years, man. You know, good times when I had it there, right? Good times. The good times wasn't at the football stadium, though, right? And now, unfortunately, it's still rolling over until these days of UAPB trying to find an identity as a football program. I think Coach Alonzo Hampton, a guy from Warren, Arkansas, just about 45 minutes south of Pine Bluff, is good for the program. You can't help but like the guy every time he opens his mouth. He just sounds inspirational. He sounds like he can motivate anybody to get up ready to play football that day, right? But he's going to have to get some talent and some depth. I know a lot of people was pleased what you saw early on in that game against Tulsa. For me, Pine Bluff still struggled offensively. 1 yard touchdown, a 1 yard rushing touchdown in that game, and really was set up by an interception by the defense getting down, driving it near the end zone. I still think Pine Bluff struggles offensively. Defense to keep them there, but you're gonna have to be able to put some points. I look at the other side, Eddie George. Man, can Tennessee State be a formidable opponent in Ohio Valley Conference? Right. That's the other question. Looking at them, and these are two teams with question marks. You don't know what you're gonna get, but for me, I'm gonna go with Tennessee State in this one. It's their classic now, and it's not gonna be good for them to lose their classic.
Wow. The native goes. Wow. Okay.
What?
The native goes against the grain. Okay.
Really?
I'm just saying, I wouldn't do that for my people, but
I mean, it is what it is.
I feel you.
I picked them against Valley. You act like I'm just hating on them. I got them against Valley.
Oh wow, Valley. All right, next up.
Maybe me saying going against them will motivate them to get this.
Abilene. Oh, that's the wrong one. My bad. Bam. Alcorn. Stephen F. Austin. All right, McNair. Stephen F. Austin. I'm gonna take this one. Listen, I'm not a believer. I didn't even see Bacon. Okay, I didn't even see Bacon play. But the fact that stat line looked as bad as it did, I'm going with Stephen F. Austin. I'm sorry. That's all listen, that's the analysis. That's all I got for you. Bacon did not look good. Stephen F. Austin for the win. What you got?
G, where you at? Where G at? Where you at, G? G, where you at? He know where he at. Where he at? Somebody call him and tell him to get in here. Look, Alcorn fans literally thought there was going to be a chance in hell that they was going to have against Southern Miss, right?
Yeah,
no way.
No way.
What would you say when I was younger? No way, Jose. Right? And moving forward against Stephen F. Austin, I mean, this could be that Morgan State Richmond game. I don't know. It could be something like that, but for me, I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and straight to the point. I'm going Stephen F. Austin in this one. Alcorn, we don't know who they are.
You definitely don't, and I'm not a believer in Bacon. Next up, here we go. Abilene Christian versus PV. It's on you, Pete.
Crazy enough, this might be a good game. Prairie View, if you go back and look at them against FCS teams from the state of Texas, seem to have played some close games. Now, that year they went to the SWAC championship. I think they took on Infinite Word, got smacked up, whooped up, whatever. But Prairie View has played pretty well against these type of teams, especially talk about Southland. I think for a lot of people, you may say it can seem to be a blowout in the making, but I think Prairie View makes this game closer than many think. And Prairie View could be on the upset side of things right here. And it's just me, but I'm going to go Abilene Christian in this ball game. But I would not count Prairie View out. It's these type of games that seems to be wacky that they play very well and compete in. And I got a little faith in them, but I'm going to go Abilene Christian in this one.
This will be the first and last time I will peak PV. I'm gonna go PV on this one. I
really put that boot in your butt, and now you rocking with them.
See, now I gotta go with Abilene Christian. Nah, I'm gonna go PV on this one. I think that they have the opportunity. If they want to be what people think they are, they gotta win this game. Abilene Christian is not a hard competition. It's very in. Oh man, listen.
I mean, you done said PV more with some good tone in your voice. You got that act right in you now. That act right in you, man. You've been so respectful to PV today. It's the first time ever. I've never heard you be disrespectful to PV, man. I'm actually happy for you. My boy Jeff, I know he watching. He a PV grad. Man, look, he always say, why he go hard on us, man? For no, we ain't did nothing to him. But now look at you. Coach Bubba McDowell got that act right in you. They done humbled you. You are now the 8th fan. I like this. This is different. This is good for the show. Yeah, bring him something to drink. Yeah. Uh-huh. Fuck your voice. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go PV. I believe Abilene Christian is it's a winnable game. It's a winnable game. And if they do what they're supposed to do, they'll win the game. gonna just leave it at that. I don't know what else.
Be so modest with it.
I don't know what else to say.
Had this thing flipped Saturday, you'll be all Abilene Christian about to whoop some ass today. But no, you real modest. You're very nice with it today, man. The PV fans will probably the two will probably call in and congratulate you, man. It's good to have you on board. I see.
You know what? I can't.
You in that sunken place, aren't you? With that tea, with that spoon.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't.
Am I just rubbing it in too tough?
I gotta go Abilene Christian. I can't do it.
You willing to risk your voice over this?
I'm going Abilene Christian. Nope. Abilene Christian for the listen. I hope they mollywop your ass. Swiffer. Get him up out of there, coach. Abilene Christian by 40.
You don't believe that deep down, then you know how you feel, though.
All right, Abilene Christian by 40.
All
right, last game of the week. Right? Miles, Alabama State. Listen, I really think Miles has an opportunity. They played his team. Listen, they played his team close. The only thing that scares me is Alabama State's defense, because offensively, I think Miles can stop Keyshawn Johnson, or try to. I won't say stop him. They can try to stop him and focus on him to take him out the game. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a 23-20, 21-24, something type of situation like that. But I'm going to go Alabama State pulls out a tough one. Alabama State pulls out a close one. But I wouldn't be surprised if Miles comes up with the upset. I know they play these guys tough pretty much, but I wouldn't be surprised. What you got, P?
Birmingham versus Montgomery. I'm going to have to go with Montgomery in this, seeing Alabama State last week. Good defense, right? They're all over the place. They'll make some plays. Offensively, not so much there. And that may be the only thing where I circle. On top of all the missed field goals Alabama State had missed in that game. You know, they had opportunities to extend the lead. If they're going to stick to that ground and pound gadget play offense that they've been running without Demetrius Davis really being a true quarterback to be able to move the ball and stretch the field with his arms, it's going to be a tough day when you can't make the field goal and your defense is out there having to basically put it on their backs. But I think the same way what they did against Southern, the defense will force a turnover somewhere and put the offense in short field position where they can make up for it. And that seems to be the difference. So Miles has played Alabama State traditionally pretty tough, but I'm going to go Montgomery. I'm going to go Alabama State with this one.
I agree with you on this one. All right, listen, call lines are open, 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. You already know what's coming up. Next, listen. Wrong one. Hey. Wrong one. All right, game of the week. I have two of them. Right? We got two games of the week.
There are two participants in the conference. All participants are muted.
First one up, Aggie Eagle Classic. A&T, North Carolina Central. Trey Oliver, Vincent Brown, Eli Brick Layer, and Davius Richard. What you got, P?
Aggie didn't look good against UAB. I know it was a bigger opponent, Division I FBS against FCS. North Carolina Central did what they were supposed to do against their Division II opponent, and they did it well. 40-plus points. That's how you come out. You put the points on the board. You give up the trash points. Whether, it was 21 or 0, it does not matter. I'm taking North Carolina Central in this. I think Trey Oliver and company and the Eagles get it done over the Aggies.
Listen, I got Central all day, every day, twice on Sunday. A&T looked absolutely ass. They look boring. They look horrible. They just look like a bad team overall. I got North Carolina Central, and I don't think it's going to be close. I got North Carolina Central beating them Bama's by 14, 2 touchdowns. Davius Richards goes ham on his journey to the NFL. And yeah, I got NCCU by 14. What you got them winning by?
I don't really know what I got them winning by. I feel they'll get it done. It's a rivalry now. And as much as you want to give the better team that you feel the opportunity to say it won't be close, it's still a rivalry. These schools don't like each other when it comes to the football gridiron. They know each other well. So I got to also keep that in mind. So I don't want to give a score where it's something too crazy. I think Central can get it done, but it's still a rivalry nonetheless, no matter what we saw out of A&T last week.
All right. Now.
You going to that game?
Yeah, we're going to try to shoot up and get there.
Okay.
Now, what you've all been waiting for. The main event on this week. My game of the week. Oh.
Ain't freezing no more. They was hating on me. You can't hold a brother down.
Man.
Yeah, you can't hold a brother down. Don't worry about it. I got the Tiger. Y'all seen? I got him already.
State, Southern University. Perry, talk to us.
First of all, FTP, right? For those that know what that means, if you don't, go Google it, right? This is a rivalry. This is hated. This is history, right? When you talk Southern, when you talk Jackson, neither team gives a damn about the other. I don't give a damn if we flipping quarters, if we shooting dice, or we just throwing frisbee. We don't like them and they don't like us, and that's just, it is what it is, right? It doesn't matter if it's the cheerleaders, if it's the band, if it's the football team. Hell, if it's the administration. If I see a kid with Jackson State stuff, I smack a kid in the head with the pump. That's just how much hate we is. We don't like them, right?
Oh,
what are you laughing about?
He said you gonna smack the kid with the pom.
I've done it before. I'm here to admit it. I've done it. You know, when you walk through the crowd and you see a kid with Jackson State stuff, you just smack them. And by the time they cry to their mama, you get lost in the crowd. I'm that guy. I've done it before, all right?
Oh,
can't stand them, right? Absolutely hate them. And this game sets up both teams coming in different trajectory. People thought Southern was going to come into this game 1-0, and I guess when I say people, me, thinking Southern was going to come in 1-0. Jackson State thinking they were going to come in 2-0, right? You probably thinking they was going to come in winless. Now this game sets up an opportunity for both teams because guess what? No matter what Jackson says about Southern last week, no matter what Southern said about Jackson last week, they both lost. They both scored the same amount of damn points, 10 points, right? So now I don't know what to expect out of this game when you look at it.
That's good. No, I said, that's good.
Yeah, they both scored 10 points, right? And you look at this game, somebody has to go in a different direction. Will this be a game, a shakeback for Jackson State from Saturday against Florida A&M to resurge and get the fans going back? And will Eric Dooley be able to escape? His seasons already seem to be heating up, right? Jaguar fans aren't happy about that loss to Alabama State. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. And you damn so better not come in at home and lose to Jackson State, right?
Yeah.
For the 4th time in a row. You can't do that at home. Last I looked, I think tickets damn near sold out for this game, so it's going to be a huge weekend. It's the Pete Richardson Classic, right? You honoring the great Pete Richardson, just elected into the Black College Hall of Fame right here at Southern University, one of the best coaches to ever coach in the SWAC, and you're going to play Jackson State on that day. Eric Dooley was on that staff with Pete Richardson. Coach Dooley's going to have to find a way to get it done. Harold Blood is going to have to grow up. Harold Blood is going to have to be that guy in this ball game by making those throws and opening the game up to the receivers. That O-line is going to have to be able to block better to open those lanes from the running back. That's from the Southern side. On the other side for Jackson State, Herb Mulligan is going to want to run the ball.
Absolutely.
He's going to want to run the ball. Southern's defense, I think, is stout enough to contain him. So then that means the same way with Florida A&M being able to contain him, it's going to have to open up through the passing game. And I don't know who's going to be the quarterback this weekend, right, for Jackson State. We'll find out as the week go on. But if it's Jason Brown or whoever, and guess what? Jason Brown was recruited by Southern.
Oh,
Jason Brown almost committed to Southern, right? He committed to Jackson State on the day he was actually supposed to be visiting Southern. So there's going to be some blood out there. There's all type of storylines to this. And guess what? Coach Dooley has yet to beat Jackson State as a head coach.
Oh, wow.
So as I look at all this and I culminate and I put it together, these are two teams looking to continue to find their identity. It's a non-conference game between two conference foes. It is a rivalry game. Somebody's going to have to win this game, and whoever loses this game the season's going to kind of look a little different for them moving forward. Jackson State don't want to move forward 1-2, and Southern damn sure don't want to move forward 0-2. Both fan bases passionate. You're talking about two of the most passionate fan bases in black college football, and they don't want to end up on the losing side of this. But whoever loses this game is going to be scratching their head. Where do we go from here?
Let me ask you this, P. It being a non-conference game, if you lose to Jackson, is it still that much more impactful?
Hell yes, Jackson State. It is a rivalry. Southern fans do not like losing to Jackson the same way Jackson fans do not like losing to Southern. This is true. It doesn't matter. We never want to lose. It don't give a damn if we don't win a game all season. And it come to this, we don't want to lose this game the same way they don't want to lose this game. It's going to matter no matter what. Non-conference. Like I said, we can play rock, paper, scissors. We can kick fit. It does not matter. You don't want to lose against Jackson State.
All right, Barry. What's your score?
I'm going to go 17-14.
Whoa, that's low.
Looking at both teams offensively right now, Jackson State offense didn't look that good on Saturday, right? Playing against a formidable defense. Southern's defense is formidable, right? It's not going to be an easy day for them. I think for Southern, if they can find some offense, Southern could be a dangerous team. They have the stout defense that makes the plays, that makes the stops, and does everything to give the ball back to the offense. Southern's offense is just going to have to find ways to put points on the board. Southern needs to be in the 30, 40-point range and talking about averaging offensive points a game. I just don't see them being able to do that right now. Maybe they'll grow as the season go on. Maybe Harold Blood will settle down and get comfortable. But right now, I'm not sold on Harold Blood, and Harold Blood still has to show me something. And with the biggest game at home for the season, bigger than any other game at home, he's going to have to step up, and the bright lights can't be too big for Harold Blood to lead his team to victory.
So these are I'm going to make my pick on the breakdown with Mike, but my thing is this. It comes down to the quarterback play, but on the Pajot State side is, okay, is it Jason or Zai? I think they go with Zai because you can't afford the lack of mobility. Because if Jason Brown, if he's not on, his lack of mobility doesn't give you another option in the play. You know what I'm saying? He's just a dead duck sitting there if he's not on passing the ball. So I think they go with Zai McDonald. Now, just a week ago, I heard Jason Brown was the best thing for his offense. But hey, you know,
did he hurt his hand? What happened?
They hurt his pride. I don't give a damn what they talk about. They hurt his pride.
It wasn't his hand; it was his pride.
Because TC on the post game press conference, he said, you know, Jason Brown could go, but you know, we just wanted to shake things up. All right, so yeah, that's exactly why. For me, on the opposite side is there's no identity to Southern, right? There's an identity to Pajot State. They're going to run the ball. They want Irv Mulligan to run the ball. There is no identity with Southern. And that's the issue with me offensively. I don't know what you want to be. I don't know what you're going to use. You know
what do you think about Dooley offensively?
He's not good.
Honestly, just let's put it out there tonight because I'm telling you, the Jaguar Nation is not happy with their loss last week. When you saw how many opportunities Bama State gave Southern to win that game out of the third quarter and going into the fourth, all the way down to 41 seconds left into the game. Yeah. They tried to get him the game. And it just seemed like Dooley and his team and Southern was just flat, no energy, and didn't have a will to win.
Let me say this. This is my issue with I want to give you guys comparison to understand what an offensive coordinator is, because I really think y'all need to understand. Let's take the Southern Alabama State game. What Harry Williams Jr. did for Demetrius Davis, that is called an offensive coordinator. I'm going to coordinate the game in a way where I'm going to put Demetrius in the best situations to give you the best version of himself. It doesn't matter how it looks. It just matters how effective he is by doing what he did. That is a great offensive mind. That's a great offensive coordinator to say, hey, I got a round peg. I'm not going to force it into a square box. I'm going to find what fits for him and put him in the said box. What Dooley does is, hey, I got a star. He's a triangle. It can fit. It doesn't. You have to accommodate for what your guy has and what he can do. So the fact of the matter is the fact that Dooley doesn't make the adjustments shows me how bad he is at evaluating talent, to understanding an offense. Because yes, I can walk into any football team and say, hey, I have a playbook inside my head. Hey, I want to run a spread empty style offense. But if I don't have the players to run it, then as a good offensive coordinator, I have to now revamp my offense to do what fits my personnel.
Creativity.
And that's where Dooley is lacking. He is a simple, basic spread 2x2, run down the field, turn around, and I'll give it to you. That's what you see. You don't see the mesh routes. You don't see the wheel routes. You don't see the rub routes. You don't see the calculated formations to get people in to try to overload a side or anything like that. So it just bothers me when I see it. So,
and he'll hit or miss. When he wins big. But when he loses, oh my God, it's just
the reason he wins big is because what he does works. If it's clicking, it's good, right? It still doesn't make him a great offensive coordinator.
And this is the same thing that we saw at PV with him. He had games where it was like, why the hell and what the hell, low offensive turnout, right?
Yeah.
Production. Then he had games where they just blew you away with offensive production. But for a loss last week to Alabama State and only put 10 points, for me, for this program, for what we're paying Dooley and for what he was brought here to do, for me, we moved backwards after that loss last week. We didn't move forward. And especially you talking about to build a program to maybe make Southern a top 25 FCS program, to be an elite SWAC power. That was not a display of a SWAC power, what we saw last week. And I think for the thousands of fans that were in attendance and the others that was watching at home, you was really displeased. And it's carrying over from last year to SWAC championship. We saw that same issue of what we saw Saturday at Alabama State in the Bayou Classic with Bashawn McCray.
I 100% agree with you.
It looked like the mirror image of the game. And then as you saw the fans kind of bail out for the most part in the SWAC championship, saying, man, we're not going to really support that. Then you come back and you don't give them anything to be excited for, and you just kind of mellow your way through a Saturday of boringness and find a way to lose the game. That's not how that's supposed to work, and that's not the position Southern's supposed to be in by bringing in Coach Dooley and what he was supposed to be doing for the program.
Let me say this, and I want to give another example because people know how critical I am about Willie Simmons, right? But the one thing you have to respect Willie Simmons is he heard the noise of not running the ball, right? And you saw him deliberately be creative in how he ran the ball. Counters, power, off tackle. It was however you wanted to get it. He did a play that was so nasty. He did like a play action off counter, naked bootleg and hit, I think, Marcus Riley on an over route. It's such a great play call. But it's a OC understanding the noise, hearing it, saying, okay, I failed here. I need to be better here. I need to be more committed to running the ball or being balanced. You saw it. He implemented it. He stuck with it. And now because what you want to see from an OC is versatility. That's what you want to see. Is that I don't have to kill you with a fork. I can kill you with a knife. I can kill you with a spoon. I can kill you with a spatula. It don't matter. I'm about to John Wick your ass. Pencil, gun, knife, straw. That's what you want to see from an offensive coordinator is the versatility to match whatever I need to be in whatever game I need to be at. And that's what you don't see from Dooley. All right, let's get to the call lines.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
What the hell was the Jackson State fans here Saturday? Matter of fact, Scotty, do you see? You got that for me? You got that video for me?
Which one?
That Jackson. You know I like Jackson State drum majors so much, Scotty.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, you know I love when they coming into the stadium. Oh my God, when they got the J5. Pull up that video, Scott. Let's watch the Jackson. Hey. This is what they say, but this is really what I see, guys. This is really what I see. Hey, yeah, there they go. Hey. That's really what I see when they coming in the stadium.
You said,
That's what I see when they coming in the stadium. See, they see something totally different than what Southern fans see. When Southern see Jackson State, that's what we see right there. What the hell is that coming in the stadium? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, and they do the same thing every time. I'm sorry. Oh man,
that's what we see. Oh, I got another one, Scotty. Do you got the other video queued up for me?
Yeah, I got you.
Just something about a championship now. I know they bragged about beating us last year in the championship, right? But I can recall a championship. I can brag that we beat them.
They need a touchdown.
And it was their fault.
The game or so.
Stupid.
Moore has him wide open, but he's out of bounds.
Hey! Let's go, Jay! Hey!
Boy, something wrong with you.
That started an ass whooping of epic proportion for 10 years on Jackson State. An ass whooping of epic proportion. Jackson State, don't forget now, y'all been lucky lately, right? Congratulations, man. I know some of y'all was some young people the last time y'all saw Southern lose to Jackson State up into these past couple years, right? I told a guy one time he was talking noise to me in Jackson. I don't know why he wanted to talk. He didn't have no teeth in his mouth. I told him the last time you saw Jackson beat Southern, you had teeth in your mouth. It's been that long. 25 Snicker bars ago, all right? It's been that long.
Oh my God, not the Snicker bars. Boy, you stupid.
Like he munched on him until he couldn't munch no more until he got gummy in his mouth. And he had the nerves to want to talk noise to me, but I just always let them know, look, it don't matter. Congratulations, y'all won. But hey, I thought y'all was what they call themselves, when they travel. I don't know, they traveling that. We the Jaguar Nation. I don't know what they are, but I know damn well when I looked in them stands yesterday on TV and I saw Jackson State band, I was like, who's there with them?
Empty. They still in Atlanta.
Who's with them?
They were still in Atlanta.
But I thought they was big, man. We'll travel anywhere, anytime, any place, right?
Not without Prime.
It's over. They back to what I'm telling you, what they used to be like. This is Jackson now. I want the world now that Prime is gone, since all eyes. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. This is Jackson again. All that shit is gone now. They'll show up at home, right? But when you talk about on the road, I'd be curious to see who show up in Baton Rouge this week.
We'll see.
But now the eyes on them. Pay attention, people, to who they really are. That was Prime. Everybody wanted to be around Prime and see Prime. Now it's TC Taylor, and they that was embarrassing. I see why FAMU trying to get the fuck out that game now. It makes sense. They AD said it's over with. We lost the hype. We might as well take it back home because at this point it's just the FAMU Blossom Classic.
That's fair. Yeah, I seeing that attendance, I totally agree with you on that one. Seeing that,
you can see why they knew it was over with. Now Coach Prime is gone. Jackson State ain't gonna be able to carry that weight anymore.
I absolutely agree with you. All right, callers coming to you. Coach Green, you up?
What's up, man?
What's up?
Hey, the A&T game, because you missed something. It might be 3 touchdowns.
That's fair.
Because I don't recall a team ever holding a trial in the middle of the season. And A&T is holding a trial in the middle of the season.
What's the trial for?
Football.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're having a trial for football.
Oh, wow. I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, me either. Because your boy Josh posted it.
Of course he would. Of course he would.
Yes, he would.
Of course.
But yeah, I was like, oh damn, this might be bad. I hope they make some adjustments. South Carolina State made some adjustments when they played Charlotte, and they looked much better, but still didn't get much out the passing. But maybe they might shock us. But other than that, I see 3 touchdowns.
All right, what you got for the Boombox?
For the Boombox, I say we win by 2 touchdowns.
What's the score?
28-14.
28-14. Okay, that's no reasonable. Give me some keys to the game.
Now, huh?
I said, give me some of your keys to the game.
Whew. I say Blood come back and play much better.
Okay. I would hope so too.
And I say running game show up even more. But now let me get to the thing you was talking about with Dooley, man. When it comes to OCs, because I always look at it off the basketball side. One thing that make all us look good is players. Now, like I know, when you call your offense, you got all these route trees that your wide receivers running. And from what I saw in the game, I saw some open receivers, but he went for the big play. So some of that got to go on Blood, man.
I'm not saying it
doesn't. Because there was opportunity.
I'm not saying that it doesn't. But if he's not seeing it, let me give you a good example, right? If you're let's do it in the basketball sense. If you got a girl who's shooting and she's your shooter, but she's off, what you gonna tell her to do? Go to the hole.
Keep shooting. No, keep shooting. Because one thing I can actually say this. One of the things about our shooters, because this girl named Jazz, she missed all the threes in the first half. Second half, she hit some big threes and we won the game.
The thing, my point is, Coach Green, is you tell a shooter you want to see the ball go in the net. That's the whole point. You just want to see the ball go in the net. If you get into the hole, go into the free throw, anything, you just want to see the ball go in the net to let you know, yeah, you still that girl, right? Or you still that guy or whatever. Now, I agree with you. I always tell my shooters to keep shooting, but you need to go to the hole so you can see the ball go in the net. My thing is this. You got to, if he's not seeing the field, then you have to help him see it. Hey, listen, I'm going to call this play. We're going to take the easy throw. Take the easy throw. Get the completion. Take what the defense gives you, and let's move this thing, slowly but surely. Those are the conversations. I'm not saying Dooley is or is not having them, but those are the situations that I don't think Dooley is putting Harold Blood in to just do easy stuff. But continue. I'm sorry.
These I could say the conversation probably been had, but You know, he saw the deep ball. He went for it, but he overthrew Howard twice.
First of all, the fact that you got a 5'9" receiver playing X against a 6'3", 6'4" Mikey Victor is a problem. Put that Bama in the slot and let him go to work.
If he burnt them, there's something wrong with that. If he burnt them,
it's still
and the quarterback overthrew him.
Okay, Musa did it too, so it happens. It happens. Quarterbacks do it all the time. But what I'm saying is that's not a matchup you consistently want to try. You don't put – that's a hard throw for a lot of quarterbacks, right? Because if I got a guy in a trail position, he's 6'3", 6'4", I'm asking a lot of my 5'9" X to go make a play. I'm asking a lot. It got to be a perfect throw. Right? That's why Xavier was so special, because he gave you so much separation that you're like, man, the kid just wide open. I'm not saying Jalen is or is not that, but what I'm saying is make it easy for your quarterback. Put the Bama in the slot. Have him go against a safety, a linebacker.
Because, you know, I saw at times he made the easy throw. Took the short yardage. But at the same time, he
didn't make plays that counted, man. Simple as that. And he had the game on the line with 41 seconds. He go out and he throws an interception. Turnovers are costly. When your quarterback gives the turnovers, and that one fumble that he gave reminded me of that blind side what he got against Jackson State that one time he got in the game. That's the same thing happened at Bama State. That turnover was crucial because it gave Bama State short field position, and they was able to score the game-winning touchdown off of that. Harold Blood has to not be a turnover machine. If he plays efficient, Southern does probably get this game because he's able to move them up the field. But interceptions and fumbles are costly when your quarterback gives the other team the ball, and that's simple as that. Until he changes that, he is not that guy for me.
I agree with that. I agree wholeheartedly with that. You know, he gonna have to play better. But that's what this week is for. You know, watch film, look at your mistakes, and as the quarterback, do you learn from your mistakes? Because all quarterbacks are going to have to, you know, got to reevaluate themselves too at the same time. Be like, all right, I should have made, you know, as the coach showing you all the route trees and everything that happened throughout the game. Oh, you had this person, or you had that person open, you know, and if you study, and you'd be like, damn, I should have took that throw,
That's good. Yep, that's good.
And have you learned from it? And then do you learn from it this next game coming up?
And
does it show you?
Hopefully, but I'll tell you one thing, I'll be scouting the hell out that FAMU game. Because FAMU had so many Bamas running wide open. I'm like, yo, what was they calling? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm scouting the hell out that FAMU game. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I'm trying to see if my O-line can block up their D-line. But, hey, Coach, we appreciate the call. Listen, it's going to come down to that middle front of Queenis, Jeremiah, and Devontae Davis. Can your center guard block those three Bamas up front? And if they can, you're going to have a long day. Mr. Sargent, coming to you. Mr. Sargent, you live.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scotty. I was just giving you the sound of the fans welcoming the JSU Tigers back to Jackson International Airport. All right, sir. Like I said, it's kind of late for a brother to be funny. So, Brother White, I have to say this. I really, really don't want to cheer for JSU, and I'm not. But I just think they might be able to beat you by 3 based on what I saw with the Alabama State game. Now, I will say this. It is very hard to beat Alabama State in their home place. They seem to play even tougher than. But if you would have had that game at Southern, I think you would have won because Alabama State doesn't play real well away from home. The last time they came to Bragg, for example, we didn't even let them get on the board. So
I can tell you this.
That's funny, but
I can tell you this. Southern doesn't play well away from home. 1-5 on the road since last year.
That's fair.
Road games under Dooley have been tough for Southern.
Yeah, this it's going to be difficult, man. I want Southern to win. I ain't gonna lie. I want them to win, but man, it's kind of like since I've been listening to Scotty, my football IQ has gone up just a little bit, maybe a point or two. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, Jackson State needs to rebound. They need to get, get back on the horse, show people that they know how to play this game. I don't think anybody's going to lose their job over this one, but my spirit is with my brothers and sisters in Southern, but my logical, what does Scotty say? My football brain says maybe Jackson State by 3.
Pick one.
For y'all, brothers.
Pick one.
I think you left.
Oh. And Scotty, the human jukebox is finna wipe them away, right? The Sunday Bowl, they finna wipe them away, Scotty.
Hey, well, I'll tell you one thing though. That initial that 0 quarter, that's different. Between y'all two, that's different.
This game traditionally, Southern and Jackson, and I know everybody want to throw the classic to it because you hear Boombox classic, but you talk about not the traditional classics like the Southern Heritage and the Magic City, the ones who have the huge sponsors and they're really classics. But this game is a slept-on rivalry game within the conference. I think a lot of people within the conference don't really know what it's like when these two teams get together. Now, this day and age with the internet, you start to get an idea to see it a little bit better and see it more. But for years, because it's not that traditional classic that, you don't have to be a fan of Alabama A&M and Alabama State to go to the Magic City Classic.
I get what you're saying.
You don't have to be a fan of UAPB and Tennessee State to go to the Southern Heritage, right? It's just the classic and the event.
This year, yeah, you might.
Yeah, it's the classic and the events that bring people. But a Southern Jackson game, it's just downright. It's Southern, it's Jackson. It ain't really for the outsiders, right? It's just two schools that hate each other. And if you don't understand it when you get there, you'll feel like you in between the fight. When somebody reaching over you and you reaching over them, you like, damn, y'all, get up off me. That's what this is. And for the outsiders, if you ever was to show up to this game and see it, you will sense and feel it. You saw it when you was when we were in Jackson. Did you look in the stands to see how crazy it got?
Yeah. It was man, listen, they were about to get in a fight. Cops came out. It was all type of they getting in the band's face. It was wild, bro.
This is every time, no matter where this game is, right? It is always that. It's always a jab. It's always verbal abuse. It's going to be a tough day for anybody when you're looking at the two schools. And this is what makes it great. This is a rivalry. This is a real rivalry. One of the best rivalries, I think, in college football that's not a classic.
All right, 3282 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
What's up, fellas?
What's up? What's your name? Where you call from?
This is Jay. My bad. This is Jay, man, calling from Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Oh, DMV, you're good with me.
Yes, sir. And you know this. Yeah, man, I was just calling to rep my Bulldogs real quick. When we stay with the big win, what have you. But
congratulations.
We're going to win, man. Appreciate you. Perry, you called it. Seemed like you in the know, too. So I like that. So, but yeah, man, I thought we were going to be competitive, but I didn't think we were going to take them. But 2 years ago, we played them and lost by 8. It was a good game, but this time around, the difference, I think, we punched them in the mouth early. 2 years ago, we went on we set a dude on a go route. First play of the game, wide open.
Wow.
We would have had it going right, and he missed it. But this time around, we did the same thing. 50 yards, punched him in the mouth, scored a couple plays later, and from then it was on. And I think we knocked him off kilter right there.
Wow.
So,
I wish I could have seen that game. I really could. I really wish I could.
It was on ESPN Plus. You might have been busy or something, but it was definitely on ESPN Plus. That's where I watched it. So, but nah, man, I just want to give them a quick shout. And that Virginia State Norfolk State game, crazy. I don't know if y'all saw Perry, did you see the end of that?
No, but I paid attention to the live tracker. I didn't get to watch it, but I had the live tracker on my phone.
Oh yeah, man, that was some wild stuff, man. Virginia State tried to run the clock out, and
did he fumble the ball?
Tried to run it out of bounds at the 6-yard line, and it was like 1 second. They left 1 second on the clock, and then Norfolk tried to tie it. They had a short field goal, but the holder let the ball drop, and VSU scooped it up, took it to the crib, and that was it. Ball game. Crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. It was wild. So they had 1 second left.
Yeah.
They tried to kick a field goal, high snap, caught it, ran it back for the end zone. It was wild. It was absolutely wild.
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, man, I just want to call and give a quick shout out. I hear a lot of swag and all that stuff. I just want to rep for the CIAA one time.
Shout out to the CIAA one time.
Y'all, man. Shout out to the DMV. You're good with me.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the call. That man said Gaithersburg, Maryland. I said, I know where you at.
You know what that said?
I know where you at, my guy. I'll be out there in Montgomery Village. You know, I'll be out there, that little running around a little back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Quits. Q, coming to you. What's up, Q?
What is good, my guy?
What's good, man? How you been?
Man, I'm good, man. Back here in the States, first year football coach. So we'll see how this works here at middle school.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Hey, yeah, appreciate it, brother. You know, no longer at YouTube on the civilian job. But first off, man, let me say this, man. Outspoken with Perry White, man, great addition, man. Shout out to you, Perry.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
And hey, also, I would like to say, first off, hey, when you wear that Prairie View A&M T-shirt next week, I need you to make sure, Perry, you make sure he get a good old PV. You know, he is proud and proud. As one of the members of the 12 Prairie View fans that are out there, got to represent for the PV. You know, I'm gonna call in. You know, this is our day. This is our day. We rarely get them. So not that matter of fact. So we're going to rep. So I was at the game, man. I'm be honest with you. I left in the third quarter because at the same time I was like, you know what? Here we go again. PV is going to PV. So and then also I had a 2.5 hour drive, and also the Houston and Texas, Texas San Antonio, they was playing, and so nobody was trying to get caught in the traffic. But shout out to the Brazilians. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not a fan of Bubba as a hire. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still not a huge fan of Bubba as a hire because I'm looking at it because he's still part of the old regime. But at least they have fight and resiliency. Prairie View, in the past, you punch them in the mouth in the first quarter, they lay down. They at least had some fight, and they actually had resilience to stay in the game. And I actually had to catch it on ESPN Plus on the way back. So, man, shout out to Prairie View, and make sure you rep that shirt loud and proud, brother.
Hey, Q, hold on before you dip on me. That was not part of the deal. I want to be very clear. That was
KJ Black, call in, KJ.
That was not a part of the deal. The deal was wear the shirt on the show. That was the deal.
It was to put the sprinkles on top, Scotty.
They didn't ask for sprinkles.
Hey, you know what? Hey,
they didn't order sprinkles. You didn't order sprinkles.
Call in, KJ. KJ Black, call in. Get on him. Get on him. Some need to go down here. I don't know what.
That was not what was ordered. I just want to be very clear. That was not what was ordered.
Hey, you know what? If they compete against ACU, man, how about this, man? You go ahead and get us that and I need you to go ahead and go start work on your dances because Prairie View, they got their little as Brother Kofi used to say, Prairie View, they always can dance in the stands. That's all you know. I'll even teach you how to dance. The Prairie View dance. So hey, we good, bro.
Q, I'm not doing no PV dance.
Hey, they're gonna have you in here.
I'm not doing none of that.
Yes, you're gonna have to do that in the PV shirt.
I'm not doing none of that.
You gotta do that in the PV.
Appreciate the call. Let me tell you this.
You gotta swoop side to side and then the roll.
Not doing it. Listen, this ain't Burger King. This ain't Have It Your Way. That's not what was ordered. That was now in my bet. He had to say Andrew Body. That was my bet. Texas Southern with the shirt, Andrew Body. That was my bet. It wasn't no PV, a part of that bet. That was not a part of that bet. Don't be trying to sprinkle in stuff into the bet when you know that was not put in there. That was not in there.
That's just too much for your little soul, for your little heart, isn't it?
That's not what was asked of me. What was asked of me was to wear the shirt on the stream. That's gonna be the quickest show ever. I'll be running through the top. I'll be running through topics. I'll be like this. Okay, what's up next? All right, cool. What's up next? Every week. All right, we got. That was not KJ, and you know that was not a part.
KJ, call in, man.
That was not a part of the bet, bro. That was not a part of the bet.
Man, KJ, call in. We need you right now.
I'm gonna go back.
PV needs you, KJ.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch. See, that was it. Ain't nobody make. I'm gonna go back and watch. I'm gonna go back and watch it. Just to make sure. I don't want to. I don't welch, but Swag Bum coming to you.
What's going on, Scotty?
What's going on, man?
Perry?
What's up now?
Nothing much, man. I'm glad, man. College football is back, man. There's a lot going on. We're getting to see, really, just things unfold all across the country. FBS and FCS. So I'm really excited for this season. I think it's going to be very fun. For my prediction, I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't think Jackson State comes into this game confident. Because, the old cult leaders over there, now they want to bring up excuses that they're hurt and banged up now. So I don't think they're coming in this game focused. I don't think they're confident just by what happened. I think they done lost their swag. It's gone. And it's very curious now to see if they're going to stick with Uncle Brown as QB or they're going to go to McDonald's. I got Southern winning 17-7. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Wow, 17-7. I like that. Okay.
I'm actually a little surprised at the support Southern getting tonight.
I am too. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I'm actually surprised. I really am.
I think Dooley gets it. I think Dooley gets his get back. I think this might be his year. I mean, it just feel like Jackson State has been the bully for so long. They,
it ain't been that long, bro. So long. 2 years. That ain't 2 years.
It's been a long 2 years period. It's been a long 2 years.
Because COVID happened, it just seemed like it was drugged out. It was dragged out.
No, that was a federal sentence. Okay, it wasn't no county jail. It wasn't no county jail. You was in federal prison for 2 years. Okay, some hard time. Some hard time.
That was a long 2 years. And now teams are saying, hey, we get our get back now, because a lot of teams, I feel like they've reloaded. They took a step up a bit. And I think Jackson State has digressed. They've digressed very, very badly. And, you got people already, calling for TC's job. Like I say, that they don't know. It's a lot of it. TC, he don't know if he's going to be there come November. You don't know.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask this question.
Oh, go ahead.
Whoever lose this game, right? TC will be 1-2. Dooley will be 0-2 if either lose. Whose fan base is going to like the seat up hotter? Jackson or Southern, in y'all opinion?
Southern.
Yeah.
Southern. I mean, now people are starting to. I think y'all losing patience over there with Dooley at this point. Yeah. I think y'all really losing patience over there with him, because he is Dooley. When he's expected to show up, he doesn't. So that we don't know how a situation with Blood is going to turn out. We just hope it's not another Bichon McCray situation. But it seems like Jackson State Pothole State is having that situation with themselves.
Yeah,
it just don't seem like Dooley's doing enough to draw us in as fans. It's like he don't even give a damn if we fans or not. I'm just gonna do what the hell I want to do. I don't give a damn about the fans.
Hey, appreciate the call, man.
And it hurts as a fan to see your coach not give that energy back to the fan base, to not seem to care how the fan base feel and what the fan base want, man. That actually hurts, man. I think that's why you starting to see it's starting to. At first it seemed like it was this Dooley. Now you see it's pulling apart. And every week and every time he do something crazy, it's pulling them further and further apart.
I'll say this. I don't like to say nothing pretty much positive about Powell State, but I think you have to give credit to TC that he wasn't stubborn to stick with Jason in that game. That's something we haven't seen from Dooley to be open to saying, hey, this ain't working. Hey, let's go try this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, and you got to give credit for TC for even making that move, for trying to find a spark and finding Zion and putting Zion McDonald in that position. So you got to give credit for TC for that, because that takes guts. It takes guts to bench a guy who was supposed to be a SWAC player of the year. You know what I'm saying? After one game, it takes guts to bench that guy, right? So you bench him. Zion McDonald comes in. He does his thing. Now you have a quarterback competition, but hey, you go into a game, whoever has the best week of practice, bam, there you go. All right. 1066 coming to you.
Hey, Scotty, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Hey, so listen. Valley didn't lose. Central won. So let's go right there with that. I mean, I guess it was
however you want to flip it.
Week.
However you want to flip it, you got the W, sir.
I'm good, baby. Oh man, yo, that's why I was on your blowing you up on IG this week.
I know I saw it.
Hey, listen. Huh?
I said, I know I saw you.
Yeah. Hey, so here's the deal though, man. I'm gonna say Southern, 24, pushing P, 14.
Man, okay.
I just, yeah, listen. I mean, I'm just looking at what I saw these last 2 weeks. I'm not really feeling it. And I think that because Dooley's more mature in his coaching, he has those 2 games to break down, and they're gonna come up with a pretty good game plan to take advantage of the mistakes that P keeps on, just doing. They shoot themselves in the foot too much for me, man. And to go back to the situation of who's going to be on the hot seat first, obviously it's Dooley. I mean, if he loses this game, bro, he might not even make it to game 5. I mean, because think about it like this, right? If you say, okay, you're clearly going to win this game, but you find a way to lose, it's a whole different coaching staff. And how many players did they bring in? And how many players did they lose? Like 60 going both ways out the door and in the door? Ain't no way, man. That's not acceptable at all. So he's on a short leash. And, I mean, it wouldn't make any sense at all to keep him after the year if he were to lose like that.
All right.
I mean, if that makes sense.
It kind of does. I mean, I get it. I appreciate the call. Let me unmute you real quick, Barry. How would Southern be open to buying out Dooley if it got bad?
Not this early.
I didn't think so.
I mean, what, it's a 5-year cut. He just in year 2.
Yeah.
I just don't think this early. But you're going to have to look at, because the fan base is going to slowly start to retract. They're not going to be feeling what they seeing. And it's crazy, although we say all this about Dooley, people still picking them to win.
That's crazy.
It's just weird how it goes with all the mistakes and all the up and down and the stubbornness, but yet everybody, I'm so surprised tonight of the Southern that I'm hearing that I got Southern to win. Especially the way Jackson has beat us the past 3 times. Well, really 2. That third time, that first time in Baton Rouge with Jason Rollins, that was a hell of a game. It just really was. But those last 2 last year in Jackson, and then to hear fans, I mean, people are still saying Southern. But yet we have all to say about Dooley and still believe that he can get it done. That's why I believe the seat is going to heat up, because people have this expectation of him to get it done. That's what you were brought here to do. That's what you said you could do. You are offensive guru. You are the genuine. Southern was like Deion Sanders saying Colorado is to him. God had chose you for this position. It was coming home, right? doesn't seem to be coming home too well right now because, I mean, losing that first, we didn't go play TCU. We didn't go play Southern Miss. We didn't play UAB. We played Alabama damn State, right? You picked to win the SWAC West Division. Alabama State picked to finish third. You got to get out of there with a victory. You got to separate yourself and show me you building a program at Southern, right? That Southern is going to be dominant. We've seen a program. Florida A&M is a program. 9 wins a season is what they averaging. That is a program. And they find ways to win. Southern Dooley was brought here to build a program. And you're not building a program going backwards, losing 14-10 on the road against a team that's supposed to be in the middle of the SWAC East. That's not how you get that done. And that's not showing you're moving forward. I don't care how people want to put it. That's just the reality of it. And that's not what he's doing in order to bring people in. Because people are traveling and showing up. But then when they're watching the product, we're not dumb football fans, right? People are accustomed to seeing what they seeing. We know what we watching. That shit's hard to watch, like that Bayou Classic last year. That was hard to watch for 3 quarters.
That was. It definitely was. Last 3 callers. We got, well, not right. I mean, we got 15 minutes. I'm going to do 15 more minutes on these call outs and we're going to get up out of here. 9424 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
What's up? This is Malik.
Hey, what's up, Malik?
Man.
What's going on, Malik? What you got? What's your score?
I got Jackson State winning 24-21.
Oh man, that's
and that only happens if TC decides to put in the other guy over Jason Brown.
So is this the kid?
Yeah, I think he about what? Malik, how old are you now? What, 11, 12?
12.
It's past your bedtime, man. You a little sleepy. I can tell you tired. You know, they say when kids tired, they say anything. It's past your bedtime, young man. Get you some rest. School tomorrow. Get up bright and early and get your school work. Right now, that score ain't working. You a little sleepy. I can tell. It's okay, look, man. It's okay.
I ain't nowhere near sleepy.
He said, I ain't nowhere near sleepy. Oh, man. All right, Malik, man. It's good to hear your voice again, man.
Good to hear too.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Hey, Malik been calling in for 3 years strong, bro.
He growing up on you, ain't he?
That's why I was like, man, how old are you now, man? What is it? 0187 to TG coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
What's up, Scott? How y'all doing, man?
What's up, man? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This Terry out of Baton Rouge, man.
What's up, Terry out of Baton Rouge? What's up, man?
Look, look, bro, I'm still stopped up, man. I'm gonna deal with Perry Wednesday night because I told him about writing all them checks the other night.
Oh, you talking about Mike Reed?
Huh?
You talking about Mike Reed?
Yeah. See, I remember I told my when Mr. Campbell was on the show, I say stop writing all them checks. Y'all can't cash, bro.
Yeah. You said it.
Now you're hiding. But that's all right. We'll deal with that Wednesday night. Perry, man, how you doing, bro? I tried to get in touch with you Saturday, boy. Man, Facebook was lit up, man. They ready for Dooley to be fired like yesterday, probably.
It was lit up
Saturday. They heated, man. Baton Rouge is on fire, man. They watched a lot of people that didn't get to go to the game, watch that game, man. And I'm telling you, man, they had people coming back from Alabama. Man, they was on Facebook. They was calling everybody. They ready for Dooley to go like yesterday. You feel me? So, man, I couldn't reach you, but I got in touch with what's his name with the Jaguar football show, and I talked with him. And so, did you see Dooley today like it was nonchalant? It was just horrible.
I didn't get a chance to see him today. I should see him tomorrow. Tomorrow's his weekly press conference. And you know, one of the things about Dooley, when he's in this situation, sometimes he starts to get defensive against media. I'll be interested to see how it's going to go tomorrow because, you know, it goes back to if it ain't his way, then it ain't going to be no way at all. And he gets defensive about that. Now that the tough questions are going to come, the media are going to ask the questions tomorrow in terms of what happened. I'm going to be curious to see what his response and will he be able to remain calm or will you start to see like a little snobbiness in his response of not wanting to be questioned about his loss.
Yeah, well, see, what is it gonna be on television or is it gonna be at the restaurant? I forgot where it's gonna be tomorrow. Tomorrow, what, Tuesday?
Yeah, tomorrow. Well, it's the weekly press conference, so they do it on campus. I think they stream it live on the Jaguar Sports Network. But if you want to watch it, I stream it live on my On the Yard Sports page, just the Facebook page. I'm there every Tuesday to record it. So if you want to watch it tomorrow, I'll be streaming it on the Yard Sports. That's on Facebook. You can go follow the page On the Yard Sports. So that's where I show and have it'll be live actually. So you can check it out there.
Well, I'll catch you tomorrow. But look, man, y'all have a good night. I just wanted to call in and let you know Baton Rouge on fire with that though. But man, y'all have a good night.
Hey man, no problem. Appreciate y'all. TG, this is my last caller. What's up, TG?
What's good, bro?
What's up, man? Talk to me, man. You ain't sound real Jackson State peppy. You don't sound all,
And what a 60,000. I ain't heard that all week.
But hold on, Perry. That I don't never say 60,000. And Scott, they notice about me. I'm not the delusional fan.
That's facts.
I'm more realistic.
That's
He
facts.
know that. But anyway, I feel like we needed to get our head bust. Yep, I was optimistic, but we got our head bust. I mean, it is what it is. Them boys came and ran all over us, and I'm glad they ran all over us. I didn't want it to happen. I even said the other night when I called in, I don't know. I ain't really seen enough to really know yet. But I know one thing, that boy Brown, I don't know if he can handle the pressure. I don't know if he's ready for the pressure. So we'll see how it goes. I believe if they don't play Brown, then we got a chance to win. I just don't think that Dooley, this offensive mindedness that he's supposed to be, I don't think he got enough of that for Southern to beat us if we don't play Brown. Now, if we play Brown, they probably gonna get us. I'm just keep it 100. They probably gonna get us because what Fam was able to do, he could not adjust. Like he just looked like he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I agree.
And because of that, that's enough tape to be like, if they play him, that's all we gotta do is confuse him. Like he just could not shake that. And so if it's really gonna be to see what TC do. Like you said before, that was a gutsy move to really just switch up the quarterback like that. You know what I'm saying? That showed that, hey, look, this ain't working. We gotta figure something out. And, they did okay in the second half, but we was bleeding too much from the first half. It was no coming back. But I'm anxious to see this game because of how things have been playing out and because it's early. It's weird, really, because it's early, because it's usually later in the season. So I'm kind of anxious to see what it's going to be. I'll be in the place. We'll see what it is. If we walk out that thing with the dub, hey, you might as well go on and pack up all Dooley Gator boots, all his, get everything out of there. Because I'm talking about to lose 4 times. He lost, to Deion 3 times, and then us coming off of a bad loss, like a bad beat up, and you got tape on that, and you still lose, gonna be bad on Dooley. I'm just telling you. But if they come with the dub, I already know the narratives. Oh, we back on top. It is what it is. So I say, I don't have a real score prediction. I just say if we play Brown, I'm looking for us to lose. I'm just saying. And it ain't nothing against him. He can handle the pressure. He not ready. But if we play one of the other quarterbacks, we got a chance to win. And that's what I'm banking on.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, TG, as always, my guy.
All right,
bro. Let me say this. I'm shutting these call lines down. I want to be very clear. I think TC is going to start the game with Jason Brown, but I think it's going to be a very, very short leash. I'm talking about if I'm not seeing, I think you might give him about 3 drives. If something don't come for that, Go ahead, Zai McDonald. So I think Southern needs to prepare themselves for 2 quarterbacks.
And I feel the same way. Southern should be doing the same thing. If Harold Blood comes out and doesn't seem to give us a spark and we just flat, you got to find a spark. You got to find somebody. And Dooley's going to have to bring some energy this week, right? Now is the time more than ever to reel your fan base back in before you lose them early. Southern fans, look, we do not like losing, right? And you don't want to lose to your rival at home. You don't want to start the season off losing when you had an all SWAC schedule. You got a schedule in which most thought we can either go undefeated or won a couple. You know, it was winnable. And now you putting yourself in a position where it makes you scratch your head as you start to look on down the schedule. And this is not how you want to start the season. If Harold Blood comes out flat, not making the throws and not driving and getting us down the field, I think at some point for Dooley, he's going to have to look on the same way like you asking the TC Taylor and say, what can I do to get a spark? We got to try something, because if you're going to ride and die with Harold Blood, you're going to lose the fan base. And unfortunately, you're going to turn the fan base against Harold Blood and make them dislike him the same way he turned the fan base against Bashawn McCray. It was tragic what happened with Bashawn McCray to the Jaguar Nation. It was just, he literally turned the fan base against him. And the same thing, and it turned Bubba into a hero because of what he was able to do coming in the SWAC championship game and finding the ways to push Southern down the field. And you heard all season how he didn't want to give Bubba a shot. And then Bubba turned into the hero. Bashawn McCray turned into the villain. I would hate to see that same narrative this season where Harold Blood turning into the villain because of what Eric Dooley, the positions that he's putting him in. If the kid just doesn't have it, find somebody else and try it some other way. Don't turn everybody against him.
That's good, P. That's good. All right, listen, that's it. That's it for the show, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Listen, you already know what it is. Boombox Classic Week.
Yeah. I got the title. Don't worry. I got things under control in Baton Rouge. Don't worry. I got it under control, everybody. No need to call the vet and nobody else. I got things under control. Perry White is on the job. I got it. Matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Don't worry, I got it. It's over. Don't worry. I got it under control. All right? Tiger down. Tiger down. Don't worry. It's under control. Great, before we go, Scotty, great game this weekend. The Pete Richardson Classic, a.k.a. the Boombox Classic, whatever you want to call it. Honoring a legend like Pete Richardson, who won a lot of games at Southern, inducted into the Black College Hall of Fame. So I got to give a shout out to him because, first of all, this is a big game on the weekend that is honoring him for the Pete Richardson Classic. I'm looking forward to it at A.W. Mumford Stadium. Two teams that hate each other, rivals, real rivals. I don't give a damn about what you think with the other teams. This is football right here. This is band. This is all of the above. Tailgate, whatever you want. This is what makes SWAC football. This is college football. And regardless of what the records is, both teams still hate each other. Both fan bases hate each other. We can both be winless coming into this game, and we don't give a damn. But there's going to be some circles. Season can go either way with either one of these teams who lose and who win. And for Southern and Eric Dooley, he better get it done, right? At home, disappointed loss last week. TC Taylor, he still, for me, he has room to grow.
Improve.
Right? First year coach, the expectation we get it. Dooley, no. It's now or never because the expectation, the standard, right? Southern is the standard, right? To have that up there and to say that and then you done psyched everybody out, Dooley. You done psyched the folks out who picked Southern to win the SWAC West. We at the #1 spot, and then this is how we going to show up against SWAC teams. You got to get it done. But nonetheless, this is going to be one hell of a game, one hell of a band battle. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be curious to see how many Jackson State fans make that trip down 55 to come on over to Baton Rouge.
All right, man. Listen, that's what it is. You know, it's been our time, man. 3 hours. We still locked in. Wednesday. I'm still looking for Mike.
Where is he?
Hopefully he'll show up on Wednesday. I'll send him a link out. Hopefully he'll be here to
have you called him?
No, I just texted him. He didn't answer.
He didn't respond?
No, he didn't respond.
Tell Mike, I know he liked to order chicken from Sanderson Farm. Don't worry about it. I take them to the Blue Store. All right, you ain't got to go to Sanderson Farm this week, Mike. Come on to Baton Rouge, baby. We'll go to the Blue Store, right? That's where they get the chicken from. I went there today, matter of fact. I thought about Mike when I went in there and got the chicken, right? So come on down here to Baton Rouge, Mike. I'll take you to get some good chicken. We'll go to the Blue Store.
So yeah, I'm still waiting for Mike to respond, see if he's gonna be here for Wednesday's show. Hey, listen, it's still up in the air until right now. But listen, guys, until next time, you know what I'ma do. I'ma holler. God bless.
Are we going out? Hey. Where that tiger at? Hold on. Damn tiger.
Boy, it's so wrong with you.
Damn tiger. Yeah, y'all see that tiger?